It'll happen someday. She'll forget about you. She'll forget about all your lies for her own slice of truth. I swear I miss you from happy days past, back when I always thought love would always last. Oh, I hope heaven, oh, I hope heaven, oh, I hope heaven finds you. Someday I'll call you. Someday we'll try to reconcile all the days that we let slip by. I'll try to forgive you, but I'll never forget. I learned my lessons from all your regrets. So I hope heaven, oh, I hope heaven, oh, I hope heaven finds you. Oh, heaven finds you. Oh, yes I do. Oh, heaven finds you.
You to be in church. They encourage you to be in prayer. They encourage you to be in your Bible. Now it's a part of my day every day. My house parents planted seeds in me that you can see where those seeds have sprouted in my life and helped change my life.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
A fundraiser has been created by friends of an Oxford teen who died from an accidental shooting. 19-year-old Levi Cotton accidentally shot himself on July 16th and died 2 days later at UAB Hospital. A GoFundMe account has been created with a goal of $10,000 to help pay for the teen's funeral arrangements. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
For many homeowners, there's untapped reserves hiding in plain sight. It's not in the savings account. It's not in the stock market. It's right under your roof. Now more than ever, homeowners are sitting on record levels of home equity, and that equity belongs to you. It can be used to consolidate high-interest credit card debt, to pay expensive school tuition, to cover medical expenses, to invest in renovations, you name it, because that money is yours. This isn't about taking on unnecessary debt. It's about using an asset you already own to improve your financial position acquisition and your quality of life. The key is understanding your options and choosing the strategy that fits your goals. Let's see what's possible with the equity in your home. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is the Trump country. We live in the southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program, folks. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Thank God for another beautiful day. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful show. And Montgomery needs a new mayor. Eddie Vader in the studio with me. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing, bro?
I'm all right. Now let's kick things off today.
All right.
With a returning guest, and he has a brand new book out called Make America Talk Again. Welcoming back to the show, Brylan Hollyhand over the phone. Brylan, how are you, sir?
Joey, good afternoon to you. Thanks for having me back, my friend. I'm excited.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And I want to start with, you're at Auburn University now?
Yes, sir. Just finished my freshman year.
War Eagle. I miss living there. It's a fantastic place to get a good education, but I'll have to confess that I spent most of my time probably drunk and high, so I hope you're actually going to school. And I only bring this up because I really liked your book, and I like the basic thrust of it, especially the courage to speak out, that people shouldn't self-censor, feel like they have to silence themselves, especially in the environment you're in the classroom as they go out into the world. And I love some of the remedies that you're talking about along with these problems. But one thing that for me, being almost 38 years old now and doing this for a long time on Humble Perch and Talk Radio, is I find I needed not courage, though I could always use a dose of that. I needed repentance. I needed to repent. And so I want to give you the floor about what this book is really getting at, because I like that you're calling out the left, calling out some aspects of the right that have been around for a while. But as much as I love the remedies, for me, it seemed like I want to talk more about sin and repentance, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely, and I think that's the most important part here. Listen, I speak on college campuses all the time, and I see the indoctrination myself, even in this great state of Alabama. And I have parents come up to me constantly complaining about this indoctrination. And trust, we're doing everything we can on our front to fight this. But if we started raising our kids right in the living room, our country would be a lot better, because the students wouldn't be indoctrinated by the government in the classroom. And I think that's kind of the point of this book. The title is not an accident. I think our country does need to talk again. Yes, we scream a lot and we have a screaming problem, but we're actually not talking. And one of the stories you referenced from the book about kind of rolling over and self-censoring concerned me at a fellow SEC campus I was debating at last year. This student came up and she was whispering. And Joey, I couldn't figure out why she was whispering. I was like, are you in witness protection? Like, what's going on here? And she was like, well, I just don't want people to know my name. I don't want them to know I'm here. And I'm looking around like, what is going on? And I'm missing something. And she goes, I've been threatened to be kicked out of my sorority, kicked out of SGA, kicked out of my friend groups if I come to this Christian conservative debate. Now, this is an SEC campus in a bright red state, and these students are terrified. Another campus, a week later, a student came up to me and said that he writes 2 versions of all of his essays. And I'm looking at him confused, like, why would you go through all that trouble? He said, well, the first version I write, I mean, but the second version I write and I go through and self-edit to make myself sound liberal so I get a better grade. So a lot of this conflict has been us not talking and just censoring to roll over and allow the left to win.
And that creates in particular, a lot of loneliness that people see like constant noise and screaming, as you put it, in their social media feeds. And as connected as we are, and as much as there are words being thrown around, I think people aren't connecting on a human level, and thus the dehumanization, and thus, again, the absolutely over the top of loneliness, I think, across generations.
You're exactly right. We've never had more ways to be connected, yet we're so divided. I mean, we have a 6-inch screen basically glued to our palm of our hands at all times that should be the great connector, right? I mean, there's a million apps that we can talk to each other on, except they've trained us to scream at each other. So I think we spent so much time being taught in schools how not to offend somebody that we just simply weren't taught how to talk to each other. And I realized that when I started debating on campuses, I knew, Joey, that it was going to be hostile. I knew that we were going to have some unfriendly people come up at some of these events. That's just part of politics and part of debating on a college campus in 2026. What I didn't realize is how many death threats were going to come with just setting up a microphone, getting in line, and encouraging other people to come have a conversation with you. And that's what spurred on this book. And I wrote each chapter. There's 10 chapters each night after the 10 campuses I debated on, not because I wanted to just, slap a Band-Aid on the problems, but I thought that we really could fix most everything that we've discussed today by talking to each other, by putting the phone down, by stopping, the screaming and assassinating culture, and just having conversations. Don't feel like it's too complicated of a solution.
Now, it's very clear, and I mean, it was formative for me, and I think it's been for thousands, if not millions of people, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and a lot of people have reacted in different ways. I have my own story. I think you could, you're well aware of the more conspiratorial angle that people have taken to this. How did the murder of your friend, I didn't know him, you knew him, how did this affect you?
It was very difficult, I'll be honest with you, Joey. In the days following the assassination, I was angry. I was angry at the world. I was angry at politics for getting us to this moment. And I was even angry at God. And it's been 10 months since my friend's assassination, and each day gets harder. It certainly hasn't been easier because each day has gotten more polarizing, and I just want to text him and get some advice from him, and he's just not here. But I've gotten to a point where I could, in my head, could have told God a million different ways to carry out his will, and Charlie still be here this morning to wake his 2 babies up and lead the organization and be a mentor. But how selfish of me to look at the creator of the universe and try to tell him, the guy that knows every hair on my head, how to run the show. And so I'm never going to fully understand why it happens, and I'm always going to miss my friends. But what I do know is that the temperature has gotten too hot. 2 years ago last week, they tried to shoot President Trump and kill him in a field in Pennsylvania. 10 months ago, they killed my friend from a rooftop. And what I know is that the same coward that executed my friend could have put down the gun, come off the rooftop, gotten in line, and debated him, and Charlie would still be alive today. So if just one conversation comes out of every time we put our life on the line by debating, it's worth it, because one conversation could have saved Charlie's life.
I really do want to bring this to God, because that was the effect. I had been pretending to be an agnostic, like a little kid having his eyes shut, thinking nobody can see him, where God could see me the whole time. And so I'd been flirting around the edges. Even had the person I work for say, the one agnostic on my staff quotes the Bible more than anybody else in his writing. It's weird. And so that jarred me open. My thought was, of all the people in American politics, that's the guy that happens to. And I relate. It felt like I was being trained to drink poison and spit poison. In fact, I already felt that way after that same week was the Irina Zarutska stabbing, and just these awful, awful things that we see. But this took me in the direction of, seeing that pure evil up close, and that beautiful young man's life taken from him in a flash. It made me really turn back to the Word and to God. And so before I keep going, where I think you and I can really relate here, tell us about this mission trip you took to Ecuador and where you got to call yourself.
Yeah, so that was a pretty pivotal moment in my personal testimony. It was my senior year, and obviously all of my buddies were going on these crazy, extravagant senior trips that they weren't going to remember most of once they sobered up and came back to tell the stories. Most of them were horror stories. And I decided I maybe didn't want to take part in a trip like that, and I wanted to do something different with my spring break. And my youth group at church happened to be having a mission trip down to Ecuador, a little bit farther south than I had been previously. And I decided I was going to go. I had never felt a call to mission. I never felt a call, to go backpack through the jungle and camp in the rainforest. But I thought that this was important. And I remember on a flight back, after seeing the need for God in these people's eyes and seeing the real desire to have a relationship with him, this kind of call on my heart of, well, maybe, missions could be a cool field to go into. And so I'm sitting there on the plane, and it's a long flight, and I'm looking out the window, and I'm contemplating, as I recite in the book, maybe I step away from politics. Like maybe I just completely hang up my hat. It would be somehow a lot safer to backpack through the jungles of Ecuador than to walk out and face the death threats we do on campuses. So I could just quit everything, drop out of school, just go be a full-time missionary. And this verse kind of came up in my heart. It's Isaiah 6:8. And it's the question that God asked Isaiah, whom shall I send? And Isaiah's response is, here I am, send me. Isaiah doesn't say, here I am, send me if you make it comfortable or safe or easy. He just says unequivocally, here I am, send me. And I remember in that moment, I was trying to evade a hard calling that God had put on my life to go into politics and to share Jesus in the darkest possible business. And so somehow in my mind, mission work was easier than that. And I was wanting to go to mission work because it would be less public facing. I would get less threats, and I could fully just trust God in this jungle. And I remember on that flight being called to just trust God in politics. And every single day since that trip 2 years ago, I've made a point to try to shine the light of Jesus, whether that means praying on national TV or praying at our debates on campuses or sharing scripture on social media. We have a calling, you and I, to be in the darkest business possible that you could think of, politics. And sharing Jesus couldn't be more important.
Well, and I have to admit that the journey I've been on in the last several months, especially the last 150 days or so, both my brother and dad, independent of one another, said, are you becoming a priest? I'm like, I don't know about that, guys. Still hoping out for a wife and a family. But, the same chapter of Isaiah jumped out at me not too long ago. But in particular, I noticed starting at Isaiah 6:5, and I said, woe is me, for I am lost, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. And then, of course, a seraphim takes a burning coal from the altar of heaven and puts it to his lips. And he is then, his sin wiped away, his guilt taken away, he's forgiven. And that is when he has this moment of, here I am, send me. And I've been really dealing with the unclean part. And I'm wondering, in your conversations as you do these tours, how much of it is just when you're talking to these folks, okay, we disagree politically, we disagree ideologically, or is there something else deeper going on here than the politics where, for whatever reason, resentment or despair, like so many things that we're up against, cynicism, mockery, derision, and in many ways I'm describing myself. So I'm just wondering, when you run up against younger folks on these tours, especially the ugly incidents, is it just a politics thing, or is there something else that's deeper here, say an unclean aspect to just human nature?
No, actually, Joey, none of it is politics. Politics is kind of the cover story for all of these debates and arguments. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's all really spiritual. So the goal of the people that we're up against, I call the enemy, our friends on the left, they're trying to make government our God in life. And they're going to do that by tempting us to put all of these non-God-shaped things in the God-shaped hole in our life. So they tell us to chase our own truth, to live out our own destiny, to do what feels good. And it's resulted in making us the most medicated, most suicidal, most anxious, most depressed generation in the entire human history of the world. Yet we have an iPhone that should fix all of our problems, right? And we have social media apps that should connect us more than anything else. So I think when you pick apart the onion and start looking at the actual root cause of all of this, it can all be dated back to when we took God out of the classroom, when we took God out of public life. And if you look at the 2024 election specifically, the number one group of people that didn't vote in that election was not Gen Z. Gen Z actually got out in droves, as you and I spoke about. It was Christians. Christians got so complacent and complained about the problems in their holy huddle on Sundays, but they didn't go vote because so many of us have got accustomed to that first line of Isaiah 6:5 you quoted, woe is me. It's really easy to sit and complain and to sit in this culture that they've put us in intentionally of just, self-guilt instead of getting up and doing something. And I think that's a call for all of us. Here I am, send me is for every person in your audience to be sent out to live out the Great Commission that God has called us to do.
Now, it does seem like a lot of folks are trying to replace the God-shaped hole in their heart with a political calling, though. And I mean, this is one of the classic temptations of Jesus in the desert, I believe the third one, this sort of political power and complete authority and dominion replacing God's dominion. As you just said, the left does it. Do you ever worry that this happens no matter the political party, that this is just kind of built into the political process sometimes?
It certainly is. And that's why I spend so much time in this book calling out, not only my own party, but my own fellow brothers and sisters in Christ, because I think it's a self-reflection moment. It's not just the left's fault that we have political assassinations again. It absolutely, the blame is on them for the rhetoric, but something has to change. Something has to give. And I don't know about you, Joey, but I thought we left political assassinations in the 1960s. And I want to get rid of this. I want to get rid of this culture where we turn on our TVs and see a terrorist attack in New York like we did yesterday just because of the rhetoric. I would like to raise my kids in a country where they don't have to fear a terrorist attack from their own citizens in their own country, and we can actually just talk to each other.
Amen. Now, and that's where it's fascinating, the silence part of the book, and then I want to move to the solution and say the dinner table. But I found it interesting a few months ago, the 3 charcoal fires, the one we just mentioned from Isaiah. And of course, there's Peter by the charcoal fire with the soldiers and servants and officers as Christ is being accused, and he's denying Christ as Christ prophesies. And it seems like this is, in a way, what a lot of folks are denying. Now, I would somewhat quibble with you on the everybody needs to get out there, because I think there is such a thing as a vocation. Like, we do need missionaries in the world that will go to Ecuador, so everybody's got their role to play. But it's more like, don't deny the truth, even if it's in a political, ugly arena. Don't deny it.
Exactly. And Matthew 28, the Great Commission, calls us to go to the ends of the earth. That might be debating on a college campus. That might be backpacking through the jungles of Ecuador. That might just be looking at the person sitting next to you in your cubicle and having a conversation with them where you get to share the light of Jesus. Or maybe you don't get to start with the gospel tomorrow, but you start with planting a seed, and that sprouts, and you're sitting with them at church on Sunday. Every single one of us are called to the ends of the earth, and that might put you in an uncomfortable situation because your human flesh just wants you to promote yourself and what feels good for you, because that's the culture you've been raised in. But living countercultural is how we heal this country, and I think our generation could be on the front lines of that.
Now, some of this, the solution to this, is just treating people as human beings despite political differences. First, I want you to tell about who you were texting with on Election Day.
So this is a funny story that our editorial team did not believe in the book, and I was like, no, I'll show you the receipts to prove it. And we had a fun conversation. So it's 2024. Take you back to November of that year, and it's Election Day. I believe I was in Georgia the evening before, and so that day I'm trying to get back to Alabama to cast my ballot. And I walked past the TV screen. President Trump had just finished one of his Election Day rallies, and on the TV screen is our lovely friends over at CNN. And our even more lovely friends, who I have famously been pitted against in debates on TV the past few months, was Harry Sisson, who is kind of my counterpart on the left. So the media makes a lot of money off of entertainment drama more than they do politics. And so it's been really convenient for them to paint Harry and I as these big enemies. And in full transparency, there's not a single thing that Harry and I have found that we agree on politically. I mean, not a single thing. Right. But there's not a lot of people in politics at our age. And so we've just become friends just simply because we're around the same age. We can talk about the same gossip in politics, et cetera. And so I take out my phone and I fire off a text to Harry, and I believe the wording was something similar to, good luck tonight. It's been a fun race. I hope we get a lot of young people out to vote. And Harry's response was something, to the same thing. Hey, at the end of the day, we can both agree to disagree, and may the best man win tonight. And I remember joking with him at the time, hey, you said best man, not woman, so that means Trump's winning. And we just had like a lighthearted conversation. And the moment that I was told on our conference call with the campaign team that we won Pennsylvania, I knew we won that night. And of course, my first text was to Harry to kind of, rub it in his face a little bit. And we had some good banter back and forth. The point of including that story in the book was to say, you can have friends you disagree with. It's okay to talk to somebody on the other side of the aisle and still agree to disagree without assassinating each other.
Here. And the other anecdote that you shared in the book that wasn't yours, but it's just a great story. And, lately I've just been, for some reason, into flowers and buying flowers and roses and stuff. And it's a story of Justice Scalia buying Justice Ginsburg 24 roses, and a clerk teased him that it never got a vote. And I believe the quote is, "Some things are more important than votes."
They absolutely are more important. And a kind of a fun fact that I learned from my mentor, Charlie, when he debated, was to always find a point of human connection with people. So I remember one of the first times I was going to debate on a campus, of course, I text the great debater, Charlie, to get some advice. And he said, they're going to come up to you and they're going to be screaming. They're going to be hurling insults the second they walk up to the opposing microphone. Be ready. Don't raise your voice, and find a point of human connection. So what I do when somebody comes up on a campus is be like, hey, man, I love that jersey that you have on, or that's a cool hat. I love that book. Something to try to make a point of connection so that they process, hey, I'm screaming at a fellow human, a fellow American. And it's a lot harder to scream at me, to shoot me, when we can just talk.
Now, there are, of course, folks out there, and I'm thinking of, especially on the right and the left, but I'm thinking of our own, say, folks on the right, that we would, I've certainly interacted with and been on the fringes myself from this humble perch, and have said some awful things myself. But I've always tried to keep this idea of the tyrant in you is the tyrant in me. The line that divides good and evil runs through every human heart. But I'd imagine there are folks on the right in particular we could name that hate those two stories you just told, especially your own election day story. Like, well, what is this? How could like a nice text conversation or being friendly with the enemy ever advance the ball down the field at all?
So extremism is what sells clicks and makes money in this business, Joey, as you know. And a lot of our friends have fallen guilty to that. I have not found a single thing that Harry and I agree upon, and we debate very often. We're going to debate again in just a few days. I don't think we're going to find something we agree on politically. And I'm going to work every single day as I'm on the way to an event right now to make sure that Harry loses in the midterms. That's my goal. I'm not going to sleep until we make sure that we have a majority come November. But at the end of the day, I can still look at him as a human, as a fellow American, and also share the light of Jesus, that one day maybe he's a fellow brother in Christ. And that's my goal. And I don't really care if that sells likes or clicks, or maybe it doesn't go as viral of a tweet as me calling Harry names on social media. But at the end of the day, that's how we heal the country. Because name calling and screaming and ranting, yes, it might get you a few more social media followers, but it's brought us to a culture where assassination is becoming normal. And I want us to move away from that, Joey.
Two more things before I let you go. One is,
Please.
You've done quite well in terms of like you've had viral moments, as you talk about in the book. Trump essentially putting you up on True Social, and the experience has to be surreal. But have you ever felt yourself, as you've because you describe a lonely generation, have you ever noticed that loneliness yourself as you become more, say, prominent in the conversation?
Absolutely. That's the little secret people don't tell you about this business. So, there's a lot of things that come with public attention and notoriety. And, I appreciate the granny that stopped me in CVS this morning to have me, sign something for her granddaughter, or the college student that asked for a selfie at the gas pump a few minutes ago. Those are all very nice and sweet things. What they don't talk about is, the hangouts with my friends that I've got to miss tonight because I'm on the way to give a speech at an event, or I can't go to the beach next week because we'll be, getting actual voter registration done. There's important things that, yes, need to be done, but yes, also make this business lonely, and that's just part of it. And I think people have to understand, kind of the risk of it when they come into it. You know me, I've done this business since the 4th grade. I've grown a thick enough skin that a lot of the mudslinging doesn't necessarily get to me. But if anything gets to me in this business, it's definitely the fact of not having as normal of a childhood, as I thought I would have. But I've been blessed by the Lord to have some really good friends that have stuck with me through some of the crazy moments.
Amen. And the last thing I want to end with is the last charcoal fire in the New Testament, at least. John 21, when the disciples they see out on land, they see a charcoal fire with fish laying on it and bread, and Jesus says to them, "Come and have breakfast." And it seems fitting that when the Lord can be presented in these incredible ways, like the visions of Isaiah or Ezekiel or Daniel or the burning bush, and in so many different ways, but to have him presented as a friend saying, "Come and have breakfast with me," and "Do you love me?" And it resonates a lot with, I think, the way you were saying we reconnect with people and really fight all these problems we talk about.
So immediately following Charlie's assassination was a hard time to be a college student walking on campus. I'll just be honest.
Yeah.
It was a little weird having security walk you to class. It was a little disarming to have some of these people, outside of your dorm chanting and screaming. And it was a little concerning when people would just make comments to you sitting in class. But I specifically remember a story. It might have been a week after the funeral. It couldn't have been much more than that, where somebody, makes a point in class to make clear that they disagree with me. That even though they're sitting beside me, it's just because it's the only seat left in the class and they couldn't stand the thought of breathing the same air as me, but they're just sitting here to get through the class. And I took that guy to lunch that day, and we went to the dining hall, and we had a good conversation. And again, we didn't find any political areas we agreed on, but we were able to talk about Auburn basketball about to kick off and the new coach that was going to come in for football, and just have some moments to find some point of common ground. That breakfast conversation that Jesus talks about in Scripture, or the dinner table analogy that Reagan makes when he was in politics, of every conversation in America starts at the dinner table, is still how we should heal the country today. These aren't old prescriptions. These are new solutions that we still need to be using.
So whether we're around a charcoal fire having breakfast out camping, or we're sitting at the kitchen table or some lunchroom table and getting to know each other, think of it like as the nation's kitchen table. And I want to see if you agree with this, and this will be the last thing. As I just heard this, I believe, from the vice president talking to Bishop Robert Barron, and I found myself saying, amen, amen, JD. When we think about the folks sitting at that table having the conversation, yes, we need people from the right and the left that represent, I think, diverse parts of the right and the left. But I would love to see the church, and that could be the Roman Catholic Church. That could be the return of a Billy Graham-like figure. That could be even a return of a Dr. King-like figure from more of a left-wing perspective. I would love to see the church at that table speaking with a little more confidence and authority, so that politics, as we started with, understands that there's a lot of important things in politics we should never shy away from the truth of. But these deeper problems, it would be great to hear, the voice of the church authorities actually speaking up.
I can't think of anything more important, Joey. I was at my home church Sunday morning, and I had a really sweet old gentleman come up to me, and he was praising some of the work we're getting to do. And he said, well, I could never do that. Politics is just too dirty. And I said, sir, well, it's dirty because Christians stopped paying attention and stopped voting, and the result of that was non-Christians being elected to office. And so the church needs to be on the forefront of this issue. I'm not saying that your pastor needs to get behind the pulpit and endorse candidates, but policies and values absolutely need to be vocalized from the church. And the church needs to be the leader on that, not a political party, but a religious movement. You saw a revival in the last year amongst college campuses. Who's going to lead that revival? None other than the church itself, not some political group or club on the campus. It has to be the local church.
Amen. Yeah, and Jesus doesn't want you to feed or tend to sheep just on Sundays at your comfortable friend group. It needs to be wherever you find yourself in life, whatever calling God throws at you. Well, I appreciated the book, man. I read it over the last couple days, and I wanted folks to check it out. Now, I think it's aimed very much at a younger generation, but I'd imagine especially the boomer generation could get a lot out of this book, at least gain some perspective from a young voice. So if folks want to pick up the book, where can they grab it?
It's available on Amazon right now, or anywhere you get copies of books, and I'm gonna start signing some copies at some Barnes and Nobles and just hide them at different places across Alabama. So maybe if you go in a bookstore near you, you might stumble upon a free copy.
Well, War Eagle, man, great to hear from you, and we'll talk again soon.
War Eagle, I appreciate you, Joey.
Thanks. Rylan Holohan, folks. Good to kick off the show that way, and do appreciate his book. And I think he's one of the young voices out there that he's going to be around for a little while. Going to be around for a little while, despite all the hectic nature of the day-to-day.
Yeah.
Like, as you've noticed, like, that's just, you think it's bad for Gen Xers like yourself or the boomers, or I can't imagine being in college. He's 19, 20 years old. I can't imagine this time, especially if you're active in politics.
Seemed very strange. Yeah, especially because we talked about it before with the whole fire hose, how we're getting our news now. It's just coming at you.
Right.
You know.
And beyond the explicit politics, because this is where I'm like, yes, you want that call from God, but there's a lot of folks who I think don't ever want their lips to be cleaned up. They don't want to ever repent. They don't want to change. They just want notoriety, or they just want power, or they just want not even a lot of notoriety or power. Think of the comment section. You're not getting famous off a comment. Very rarely does that happen. Occasionally it happens.
Occasionally, but not for the most
you're
part,
not getting famous off a comment.
Nope.
Yeah, you're not making money off of a comment. But people get to this place of like, well, it just feels good.
Especially if you're putting your
tear
hurt
at
on
somebody
somebody,
else. Just feels good, man. And I've done it. I think we've all done it.
I don't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
It gets done to me a lot, but I
Right.
don't do that.
Or even if I'm not the one doing it, you kind of take pleasure in it. Now, it like watching somebody just get trolled. Like,
Yeah, that can be
and
funny,
there's
though.
different levels to this.
Yeah.
There is a true art to, the back and forth and enjoying the battle in good faith, so to speak. It's when you start losing that common foundation. And so when I think of like younger folks, the amount of different things on offer to them beyond just the political, but politics is one of them. But the different rabbit holes you could go down into. And I think, and I really truly believe this from my own experience, why is there such an allure to the chaotic? It's because, well, chaos is alluring.
Yes, very alluring.
Like cocaine feels great when you
Smells
first
wonderful.
try it. But then, watch
be a
Dirk,
problem
watch
after a
what Dirk Diggler and Boogie Nights.
yes.
You see where it ends up.
Right.
Like, the drinking or the sleeping around or the, all the different sins of the flesh that occur that I think most of us listening probably done. If you haven't, good for you. Truly good
Few
for
and
you.
far between, but yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. Few and far between. Like there are some people that are teetotalers.
Yeah.
And that word is almost a pejorative, like, oh, you're a teetotaler. But
Nothing wrong with it.
you notice that there are some folks who, actually do stand up and don't give in to all this stuff. But again, the amount of stuff that's on offer and encouraged, and because everybody's doing it, it's more rebellious to try to be on the straight, narrow way than to do anything else.
It's hip to be square, Joey.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we need a new hit song from Huey Lewis and the News or some equivalent. I don't know. I found the book just interesting to hear from a younger guy.
Yeah.
Who's got a national platform, a lot of followers. And I mean, the online games are, I'll put it this way. I can see why certain folks are famous. I can see why certain folks are effective. And in fact, I've seen enough of this to where you better believe somebody like Nick Fuentes he's already becoming more mainstream. And he'll probably reform himself even more as he gets more mainstream. Like it's just going to happen. You better believe it. I said this. You remember when Kanye went like full Nazi?
Yep.
And he got out of the Adidas deal and stuff? I'm like, he's pulling a Prince changing his name thing. Watch. He's gonna do this like apology. He's already started to do apology tour. He's still larger than life. His
Yeah,
concerts.
he still is, yeah.
So I have a sense that some of this is people pretending for effect. My worry is not so much the big star individual. Maybe they're a bad person, maybe not. It's more the downstream folks who are in the comments section who hang their hat on that sort of behavior without any of the talent or the artistry or vision or direction. And so
it's like the hate, man.
Yeah. And that's
Throw
where
the hate.
because you just see it. You can't unsee it. It is like if you are on social media all the time, especially political social media, it's like drinking poison and being taught to spit it at other people. And so I think there are ways of staying engaged without being obsessed with this pretty corrupt game of, accusation and scattering.
Yep.
That said, politics is going to continue.
Unfortunately.
And make America talk again. Well, Trump is talking. He's got a lot to say.
He always does.
Today, he's talking about the Iranians.
Yeah. About the 3 soldiers I think we lost.
Yeah, said it's makes Iran a promise, not just a threat. And he shuts down Zohran Mamdani's fantasy about arresting Bibi Netanyahu.
Yep. Which
And
I'm glad he did.
Obama is really mad at J.D. Vance
Honest Joey.
for offering his ideas about what it means to be an American And Obama, well, we'll get to it, but he essentially says J.D. Vance just means a certain type of person is the only American. And I'm sorry, I hate to even put it this way because it's pretty crass.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance's children are browner than you, Barack.
Yep.
What are you talking about? Seriously. But, you know, this is the nature of things. And we got to have a conversation. We got to talk it out.
Yeah.
And I remember I used to get people that would hiss at me and be mad at me, like some of these Tea Party meetings, saying, no, I genuinely think it would be interesting to talk to Obama, not on camera, not some interview, like genuinely talk to the guy. He's president of the United States.
Right.
Like, why wouldn't you want to talk to somebody like that, especially in a private setting? Actually pick their brain on, like, how'd you get here? What do you really think about stuff? How do you just think about the world in general? Now, we also have Rand Paul dropping a bombshell. Good job, Rand Paul. Exposing that the FBI intervened to help a key ally of Dr. Fauci. Remember Peter Daszak of EcoHealth Alliance? Yeah, the Customs and Border Patrol were going to stop him and
Yes, they
interview him.
were.
And the FBI said, no, you can't.
Nah, let it go.
Good to have friends in high places. And speaking of, by the way, Vance and his children, Vance and Second Lady Usha welcomed their fourth child.
That's right. Yesterday?
And that's what I was thinking about Vance's kids, because I saw this adorable photo of the baby with his other kids. And it's like, well, that's awesome. And then to see like Barack Obama say he just wants Americans to be a certain type of person. I'm like, it's literally having children with a daughter of immigrants. Like, what are you talking about, man?
He's just trying to pay the bills, Joey.
Yeah. What are you talking about? We also have the explosive diarrhea patient that ate new Taco Bell item before he got sick.
Okay.
Like,
hold on. The Taco Bell, Taco Bell hasn't given people screaming diarrhea for years, and now somebody goes and tells the press? We've known this forever.
And we also have Playboy. Talk about temptations out there in the world. They're trying to rebrand their nude playmates. They're saying it's respectful. It's a respectful makeover of the bunnies, and it's not porn.
So they're going bankrupt again?
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't work for them last time.
It's kind of porn.
It's
like if you saw your like sister doing that.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
You're doing porn. Yes.
Yeah. No, it's maybe not full on like.
You're doing porn. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you don't have to be sleeping with somebody else in public for it to be pornographic.
Thank you.
Right.
You're doing porn. Right. Mama ain't happy.
Anyway, we'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Most of us are one good deal away from finally replacing that worn-out rug, fixing up the backyard, or getting the bedroom we actually want. Good news, that deal's almost here. Wayfair's Black Friday and July sale. Get up to 80% off area rugs and up to 60% off outdoor and bedroom furniture. Shop Wayfair's huge selection of styles and find the piece to fit your style, budget, and space. Plus, free shipping. Black Friday in July ends July 27th. Shop today at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
What are you getting? Still deciding, but I do know on August 11th, I'm choosing Rhett Marcus for Congress.
Why Rhett Marcus?
Because he's a true conservative, endorsed by President Trump and Senator Katie Britt.
Oh, then you can trust him.
And he's a small business owner, not a politician.
Sounds like this choice on August 11th is the easiest decision we'll ever make.
Remember to vote on August 11th. I'm Rhett Marcus, the Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Rhett for Alabama.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
We continue to closely monitor that tropical development in the Gulf, of course, and keep an eye on the thermometer as well. Excessive heat continues with a high today in the middle 90s, heat index near the 105 danger range. Expect 70s at night, and then once again mid-90s tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, with a heat index that could actually surpass 105. And each day, of course, there'll be those scattered random showers and storms, locally heavy downpours, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. Stay on top of all of this, including the tropical weather details with our free weather app. Go to the App Store and search Rich Thomas Weather. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. This is part of the program.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Pest Pro Service.
Dude, I saw them a couple places yesterday. They were working Lake George yesterday. I saw them at
Really?
my house. I saw them at the Airbnb, and I see them at one of my neighbor's place too.
Well, I like that.
Yeah, they were working it, man.
I love it when I see their trucks.
Me too.
Because that beautiful wrap job they have with the big Pest Pro logo, and because I remember when they first started.
Yep. But
And
I
to
like
see
it.
them like blowing and going in this way.
I like it because my neighbors are finally getting that mosquito protection, and
Mm-hmm.
so be a little bit less anxious. to be
Right,
hanging out
because
with
they've not been carrying their
No.
weight. Your property, no mosquitoes.
Right.
But you
They're
know,
all
the
just
other
waiting
properties
at the border.
Mhm.
You know, we don't want that.
It would be
Joey.
better if we all joined together.
That's my thought. So once we get these guys, then we're going to go into the third one next
Right.
door.
NATO is to keep Russia out.
We're all
Pest
about-
Pro can keep the mosquitoes
all
out.
about keeping mosquitoes out.
At least in your little slip on Lake
Mhm.
Jordan.
Yep.
And of course, they can also just do basic pest control.
Oh yeah.
Great monthly subscription program. That way you can control costs over the year, and they'll show up, come out
They
on
sure
a
do.
regular basis, and often don't even have to go inside.
That's the nicest part too. Like yesterday, he gave me a text. I was like, "Oh man, we're on the end of the lake, but I'll come down there." He's like, "Oh, you don't have to come in. I'm not even going in today. We're spraying the perimeter."
So
perfect.
Check them out. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them up at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. So, don't have a lot of time here.
All right.
But just to reiterate the point, this is what I was mentioning to Hollyhan about the vice president that I really did enjoy. I was waiting for this one in particular where he was talking with Bishop Barron.
Okay.
And, you know, the Catholic convert talking to a very popular, known Catholic figure, authority in the Catholic Church.
Authority.
And let's listen in. This is the vice president with Bishop Barron.
One of the things that more importantly spoke to some deep part of me about the Catholic social teaching is this idea that Jesus Christ does not confine himself to little spheres of your life. That if it's true, it has to be true everywhere.
And he's the Lord of your life, the whole of your life.
Exactly. One of the frustrations I had growing up as a young conservative Christian is this idea that it sometimes felt like whenever Christians engaged in politics, we were very comfortable engaging with this or that social or cultural issue, but not anything else. And I actually think there's an opportunity for us to rediscover a more fully Christian politics that says that actually Jesus has opinions about all these things. And in fact, if you don't get all of it right, you risk getting the most important parts wrong.
Yeah.
You can't just confine your faith to these narrow little slices of society or of culture or of your own life. It's got to be true for the whole thing. If you really believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and you believe all the truths that flow from that, to your point, he actually has a lot to say about all parts of your life. One of the things...
Amen. And, I think this could... What Vance is saying, in fact, Ben Shapiro got all over him.
Oh, really?
Not just for that interview, but for the Rogan interview. J.D. Vance is giving into socialism and stuff. And J.D. Vance is like, no, I'm just not saying that, we should let the corporations rape and pillage and offshore jobs, so to speak.
Yeah.
There is a concern for the poor.
Yes.
And honestly, that would be great to see a conservatism that, including here locally, let's just be blunt. It was great the other day having Dick Brubaker on talking about all these folks on death row that were put in there because of judicial override, not because a jury sentenced them to death.
Yep.
And there's a law, and they thought, they got rid of it, that practice. I think the last state in the union to get rid of that practice. And, a jury of your peers says life without parole, and the judge goes, no.
Nope, we're killing him anyway.
But I would like to see more conservatives, especially in Alabama, realize that it's not a right-left thing. It's a Jesus thing when it comes to people in prison, when it comes to the sick and the poor. Now, does that mean you just give in to the Democrats and expand Medicaid and all that stuff? No. But I'd imagine if we actually made it a thing that's motivating, there are many solutions, and perhaps they're already happening just on a small scale, and they could be scaled up with a little bit of support and a little bit of spotlight. But that needs to be a very real concern, along with where often the critique of the left, say more of a left-leaning Christian, is they want Christ without the cross. They want all the mercy without the justice. So
yeah, they want the mercy without the justice. That's right.
Right. And so we're at our best when we all realize we come from this common ground. And, for all the talk, the left loves to bring up the word Christian nationalism. I'm like, okay, if we're going to do the Christian nationalism, because there are a lot of folks who go, well, I'm a Christian, I'm a nationalist, so does that make me a Christian nationalist?
Right.
A lot of the left wants to say, oh, it's a theocracy. But here's how I would emphasize it. The Christian, it already is capitalized, but it needs to be like a Trump style, all caps, Christian, and then nationalism all lowercase. Because what you need to be emphasizing is
Christian.
The Christian.
Gotcha.
Now, we are a nation, and you should be love America and all these things. And look out for American interests. In fact, it's the argument Vance would make that it's actually very Christian to, reconsider our trade policies, to reconsider this or that economic policy.
Certainly, why not?
But that, to me, is the right way to go about this, not the Christianity is the cover for your whatever political project you wanted to do anyway. It needs to be that is the true source of motivation wherever you go. And like I said to Hollyhan, if you get people around the table, you notice this, and Vance mentioned this in that interview, where are the under 65 leaders from the black church on the Democrat side? Because ain't AOC.
Yeah, good question.
But where is that sort of figure that actually speaks with authority and has captured the imagination of at least some part of the public? And where is the Billy Graham type? Where is older even generation, the Fulton Sheen type? You need We need that. We need political commentators and people that stump for Republicans and Democrats, but then you need people that kind of drop the politics as their main motivation and are saying, my main motivation is Jesus. And here's what, but then that doesn't mean I bite my tongue when it comes to a political issue that I care about. But I don't know. You need that sort of institution that's independent from the fight over power, that can speak with confidence and authority. And I think that's, again, why I want to capitalize it all like Trump. Christian, lowercase nationalism. I think it would be good for us. And will we always get along and agree on everything? No. But that's the whole point.
Humans, Joey.
That's the whole point. That I agree with the basic thesis. We need to actually talk again,
right?
Instead of entertaining ourselves to death and insulting each other to death. And
that's pretty fun.
Just go check out the comment section. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, this is Brendan with Royal Furniture. A big thank you to Blue Water Broadcasting for helping us launch our Alabama stores in Prattville, Montgomery, Auburn, Gadsden, Athens, Decatur, Oxford, and Florence. We appreciate your hard work and dedication. Here's to a strong partnership and even stronger results. Thanks, Blue Water.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Pizza Perfect is carrying over the $10 buffet for July. They also have the perfect deal to feed your family tonight. Order any large pizza and get an order of boneless wings free. Pizza Perfect is known for their all-you-can-eat buffet, including pizza, spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink, and it's only $10 in July. Available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Buy any large pizza, get an order of boneless wings on the house at Pizza Perfect, Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook, pickup and delivery.
News happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACB.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, before we hit our top of the hour break and come back with, in particular, Tim Burchett chaired this.
Tim Burchett?
Tim Burchett.
Yeah, I like you, Tim.
Man, I love you so much, I might get arrested in the state of Tennessee for stuff I want. I think he said something to that effect. I like that, Tim Burchett, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He chaired this hearing where they had the president of the Smithsonian Institute.
Yeah.
In front of his committee in Congress. And I don't want to play we could play the Burchett clip where he shows a compilation of the director, her own remarks implying Americans are illegitimately occupying their own country. You ever heard of land acknowledgments? Like, let's acknowledge that this land once belonged to
I was
so-and-so
hoping
people.
that he was going to say that he has caught them red-handed, so many other people have, of throwing very sensitive antiquities into the river.
Oh.
Lots of tusk.
Tusks?
Walrus tusk. Mammoth, woolly mammoth tusk.
Why are they throwing it into the river?
They have yet to answer that question. If they ever ask for something, I've been told don't give it to them because you'll never get it back.
But there's one guy who is a rising star, and I must say his style is less like it's more prosecutorial.
Yeah.
And it's Brandon Gill.
Okay.
He keeps his frame. He knows exactly where he wants to go with it. And he makes people look, not just foolish isn't the word, look bad. It makes them own their ideas.
Oh.
Like the one, and that he did with a person on abortion, where he described each abortion. And so you still you agree with that? She's like, I'm not here to talk. Oh, but your organization, so you agree with this? Like, it's more just holding a mirror up to folks.
Mm-hmm.
This is what your organization, this is what folks say. Do you agree? And very effective. And in this one, though, there are some definitely comical moments.
Oh, yeah?
Because you remember that thing that came out a few years ago and they've stuck with it, where like all the hallmarks of white supremacy?
Oh, yeah.
Things like, being on time.
Yep. Math.
Objectivity.
Yeah.
Right. Which is, like, did David Duke write this? Like, what is this? It's crazy.
Yes.
It's absolutely crazy.
I do remember that so well.
Well, they've stuck by that.
Oh, they're still trying to sell
it's
that?
still in their
I
big,
got
like,
you.
action playbook or whatever thing they hand out to people. So he presents that to her, and it's quite fun to watch. Of course, we also have Obama going after J.D. Vance. We have Van Jones saying, quote, I am tired. I think he's tired.
Yeah.
Of a set of people on the very far left in the Democratic Party. Now, I remember back when Glenn Beck still had a TV show on Fox News.
Yeah.
That Glenn Beck got Van Jones fired for being a green communist. Remember that? Remember the whole arc where
green communist?
He called out Van Jones's communist past? Like, he was the green, like, czar, and Glenn Beck just day after day was doing an expose on this guy's a communist. And now Van Jones is saying, I'm tired of a set of people on the very far left in the Democratic Party.
I see.
And he's not the only one. There are a lot of Democrats who are like, hey, because the Democratic Socialists just had their, like, college convention and like Hassan Piker dressed up like a Mao acolyte and was, I don't know. Like, it's just, a lot of this is performative, like what we're talking about with Hollyann. It's a right-left thing, but a lot of it is very performative. But it makes a lot of the right loves talking about the left's crazies and the left loves talking about the right's crazy.
A lot of time, though, with the right's crazy, you don't really have to talk about them. You just open your eyes and watch. And you go, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one.
Anyway, we got to hit this break.
All right, let's break.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew. In Washington, Arizona, Republicans are choosing nominees to challenge Democrats in key state offices. Candidates include U.S. Representatives Andy Biggs and David Schweikert. They're vying to take on Democrat Governor Katie Hobbs. Biggs is endorsed by President Trump and aims to unite the party. Meanwhile, Schweikert believes his pro-business approach can win back voters in that state. President Trump has imposed 50% tariffs on most Canadian goods, declaring that Canada has unfairly discriminated against U.S. autos, alcohol, and dairy products. The move announced today could unleash a new wave of economic chaos with risks of higher inflation and the further fraying of relations between the two countries that had been closely woven together before the president's return to the White House. On Wall Street right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average doing well, up 446 points. The Nasdaq up 353. This is SRN.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio with me.
Hey, buddy.
And let's go right to this Brandon Gill fella.
Okay.
Because you remember this guy, right?
I believe I do, yes.
Like we've played a few clips of
Yeah.
him. He's from Texas. Young man. And
Texas, I can tell.
What is that?
From Texas, I can tell. Just saying.
Was
Guess
that an
whose house-
Ella Langley reference?
Guess whose house we rode by several times yesterday, Joey?
Whose?
Ellis.
Oh.
I sang to
Is
her
that
as
her
I went.
house?
I sang to her as I went by one time.
What'd you sing?
It's not important.
No, what'd you sing?
It's another Ellis Langley song.
If you sang
Dandelion.
Okay. I was about to say, if you were singing Kenny Chesney as you're going by, there's something wrong with you. Because I could see you in a past life.
Darn it.
Really getting down on some Kenny Chesney.
All right. Well, there's always next weekend.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, if you were singing Jimmy Buffett, it's like, okay, boomer.
That's a given. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody on Lake Jordan. That's
Yeah,
that's
I
a
mean,
given.
it just is. But yeah, let's listen in
All right.
to Brandon Gill from Texas, we can tell.
Would you say that the goal of history is to be objective?
And again, this is Director Hartig of the Smithsonian Institute.
It already looks uncomfortable.
Thank you, sir, for the question. You know, I think that there are many goals of history, and certainly as you collect, as we do, examine evidence, create
Is
scholarship.
objectivity one of the
interest
goals of history?
We strive to be objective and nonpartisan and not based on any
So
ideology.
it's one of the goals. Doesn't that seem a little bit concerning? It certainly does to me, because as part of this white supremacy document that your organization has promoted, objectivity is a core and defining aspect of white supremacy culture. Do you think that it's the goal of the Smithsonian Institution to promote white supremacy culture?
Sir, do you mind sharing with me which document?
White supremacy culture right here. This is part of the mass action toolkit that your organization has promoted for several years now under your leadership. Are you promoting a white supremacy culture at the Smithsonian?
By the way, that was a minute. This goes on for 4:47.
I feel like there's a lot of her going,
Because there's a lot more in that mass action toolkit.
Yeah, bet.
Am I promoting a white?
Ma'am, is this a difficult question?
No, sir, I'm just thinking about the mass action toolkit. We didn't develop it, but back to your question, no, we're not promoting any ideology.
Does it concern you that your goal is objectivity, one of your goals is objectivity, and your mass action toolkit references objectivity as a defining characteristic of white supremacy culture?
It's not our toolkit.
It is your toolkit. You've been promoting it for quite some time,
We did not come up with the toolkit, sir.
but you've been promoting it.
It is used as a reference, I believe, probably in 2019, 2020.
Yes, under your leadership, it has been used as a reference. Is Mickey Mouse racist?
Mickey Mouse is not racist.
It's not racist. According to the Smithsonian Institution, one of your exhibits referenced Mickey Mouse as representing, quote, vestiges of longstanding traditions of blackface minstrelsy. Would you describe that as racist?
No, the historical trajectory of the origins of Mickey Mouse tied directly
So Mickey Mouse is rooted in racism. Is that your testimony?
No, sir, it's rooted in minstrelly.
Minstrelsy.
Oh,
You don't think that blackface minstrelsy is racist?
It had certain obvious racial overtones that have been well documented.
Do you think that that's problematic, that Mickey Mouse also has those racial overtones?
It's not for me to determine what's problematic. It's determined to me what's accurate.
Is that right?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it important to be polite?
Excuse me, sir?
Is it important to be polite?
Yes, sir.
It's also interesting because the same mass action toolkit that your organization has been promoting references politeness as a defining characteristic of white supremacy culture. Ma'am, are you a white supremacist?
No, sir.
You're not. Can you help me square why your organization says that being polite is part of being a white supremacist?
I'm not exactly familiar with that passage of the Mass Action Toolkit, which is not
I can show you the
one that we
passage. It's
developed.
right here.
I don't, pardon me?
I said I just read you the passage from it.
And then your question was, sir?
We're going to move on. What is Latina power?
What is Latino power?
Latina power.
Latina power would be the forces derived from being a Latina.
Do you think that it's appropriate for the Smithsonian Institution to sell Latina power paraphernalia? Hats, mugs, other things that say Latina power?
I believe that the merchandise our store sells
I'm asking you if it's appropriate.
tries to reflect the richness of the communities.
So your testimony is that it is appropriate?
Those are your words, sir.
I'm asking you, is it appropriate to sell Latina power paraphernalia? It's a yes or no question.
I don't have control over what is sold
I'm
in our
asking you if it's
stores.
appropriate. I didn't ask you if you have control over it. Is
I
it
understood you,
appropriate?
sir. Yeah.
Yes or no?
Again, we strive to represent all Americans, and including
Is it
in our
appropriate, yes or
merchandise.
no?
We strive to represent all Americans in our museums, including in our merchandise.
Is that right? My
Yes,
time's
sir.
up.
Something that I can't stand when people get called in front of Congress and they turn into, I can't. If I get called to the principal's office and me just telling him, what are you going to do? I mean, I already know what
Right.
you're going to do.
Right, and you ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
Right. I'm the director of the Smithsonian. Oh, you made me look bad, and some people on some, talk shows laughed at me. Oh no.
Oh no. Watch me go cash this big check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it is entertaining.
It is entertaining.
I do
And
like
I'm
the
glad
figure.
someone's holding her accountable.
Mhm.
I can't stand the holier than thou, and it's kind of from both sides, but I can't stand that holier than thou.
Oh, it's definitely for both sides.
Yeah.
Just some people are better at it than others.
Oh, yes.
And I have to say, Brandon Gill.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's from Texas, you can tell?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, Trump had a quick thing to say about Iran.
Did he?
This is when he was in the Oval Office earlier today. That's a lot of gold. What do you think of all the gold in the Oval?
Not to be, it looks a little tacky. I'm just.
I don't mind
I've
it, actually.
seen it-
When I saw it in HD, like the
Yeah.
UFC event, I'm like, I don't mind.
Just not, well, I'm not a big gold guy.
You don't like gold?
Nah. Silver bracelet.
Yeah, I've got a rose gold neck.
It's very pretty.
Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate it. Anyway, here's Trump.
And we will absolutely attack. If we left today, it would take them decades to rebuild. And I don't believe they could ever rebuild. And honestly,
Okay. See, when he says that, okay. This honestly is the key moment.
if we left today, it would take them decades to rebuild. And I don't believe they could ever rebuild. And honestly, they haven't seen anything yet. We've been nice. We've been nice.
So somebody who's done enough damage where it take decades to rebuild then says, honestly, they haven't seen anything yet. We've been nice.
Mm-hmm.
We've been nice. But then, talk like that, you're assuming, well, like the big one's coming.
Right.
Especially after Americans.
Mother of all bombs is coming, right?
Well, then there's a lady named, I believe, Mary Bruce.
Mary Bruce.
Mary Kay Bruce.
Oh, I got
I
one
don't
of
know.
the sisters, Mary Kay.
Mary Kay?
Yeah.
Why do you think it stands for Catherine?
I can tell you what it
Mary
stands
Kay?
for, but we can't be saying that on the air, Joey.
But here is Mary Bruce, Mary Kay Bruce.
Okay.
I think from ABC. Well, trying to get Trump to just be real definitive on that.
Mr. President, there are no signs that Iran is ready to stop fighting. So what is the plan? Is the plan to just keep bombing until they give up?
There are no signs. Why, do you know something that I don't know?
Will they continue to attack our allies and
You
kill
don't know
Americans?
what the dialogue is behind the scenes, that they want to meet desperately to try and end it. because they're getting decimated. You don't get that when you listen to your fake station, but you don't know. You don't know anything.
So talks are
you know
still
something that I
possible,
don't know? Do you know something I don't know?
Well, tell us.
I will tell you, they want to desperately meet, and until they're ready to meet in a meaningful way, we have no interest in even.
So the Mr. President.
Do you know something I don't know?
But I have to say, he's declared victory on this a few times now.
Yeah.
We're past the 4th of July.
Past 4th of July.
Way past the 4th of July.
Had a nice little gas spike over the weekend.
In fact, we're 2 weeks past the 4th of July.
Yep.
Not a good sign, especially with, as you said, a gas spike.
Over the weekend we did.
Yeah, over $4 nationally.
Yep.
National average.
Yep.
It's not
And
good.
I hate it, but that's the only way I can tell as a regular person how the war is really going.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
And I mean, and you can show like a bunch of wacky socialists and stuff, and that may win you a few elections. But I think what matters more is like the price at the pump.
Yeah, price at the pump. Dude, that affects everybody.
Yeah.
You know, everything that we has to get shipped in. I mean, fuel is an expense. It's not just fuel; it's going to be energy prices all the way around.
And yet there are so many other issues, and on the Iran thing, like, okay, you broke it. We're at this point.
Yep.
I mean, you're kind of stuck.
But you and BB go do something about that.
I think they're planning on it.
Yeah, I think so.
Like a big.
You think there's going to be a ground invasion, but not us?
I don't know if it'll be a ground invasion. I think what Carrico was saying yesterday is actually right.
Yeah.
That, you know how they did a decapitation thing, killed a bunch of leaders. I think that's coming again.
That just, at what point do we're just at the uncle of the guy that used to lead it because we've killed everybody else?
Oh, sure. But this is from Axios.
Okay.
President Trump is nearing a decisive fork in the Iran war. I guess fork in the road?
Yes.
Because I was like, decisive fork, what's he eating?
A pickle fork.
Pickle fork? What's a pickle fork?
The 3-pronger.
That's a pickle fork?
That's what I always heard. That was a pickle fork.
3-pronger is
or the 2-pronger. I think maybe it's a 2-pronger.
The 2-pronger. I thought those were just tongs. No.
No, those are clappers.
Oh, okay.
And what's the first rule of whenever you put tongs in your hand? You must clap them.
That is true.
It's very true.
Just to know that you got it opened correctly.
Yep.
Like you pulled the thing.
You let everybody know you're a professional.
All right.
And also grab your wife's.
Now, does a pickle fork kind of look like a spork?
A little bit, but I think it's got some wider blades at the bottom.
So what do you call those things that like look like a straw but have a spoon at the end, like when you get a big thing from Sonic?
Well, that's definitely a spork. Oh, wait a minute. The red straw?
Yeah, with the big spoon at the end.
Those are cocaine straws left over from the 80s, Joey. They just hadn't got rid of them all yet.
As we said in the first hour, folks, repent. 272-9228. But Trump faces a fork, a decisive fork in Iran.
Okay.
By the way, that last minute or two.
Yeah.
Why I still enjoy doing this. With U.S. and Israeli officials envisioning only 2 viable end games. Option 1, pursue a new 10-day ceasefire.
Oh, come on.
Aimed at reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
Just 10 days worth of oil again?
Option 2.
Okay.
Launch a massive joint military campaign with Israel to force Tehran's capitulation. It's a nice word.
What have we been doing? We haven't been doing that?
I know. That's why I thought we were doing it so much.
Right.
We're going to do it. They haven't seen anything yet. We've been nice.
What I keep hearing.
We've killed all the top leadership. And you know what we call that? We call that being nice. Trump hasn't made a decision yet, but officials believe the next few days will determine which path prevails, with little room left for the grinding, open-ended conflict now paralyzing the Gulf. Qatar, Egypt, Pakistan, and other regional mediators have presented the U.S. and Iran with a proposal for a 10-day ceasefire. That ain't going to do it, man. Just
Nope.
on the face of it, where we're
Nope.
at with this thing. That ain't going to cut it. Because how do you prove you're serious if it's just 10 days?
10 days. Well, also, we know this with Iran. When you do set up a peace deal, you're going to have it screw up within the first couple of days anyway. It always does.
The Trump administration is exploring the proposal and has urged Israel to avoid steps that could close the diplomatic window, but Washington is simultaneously preparing for talks to fail. The U.S. military has sent dozens of fighter jets and refueling aircraft to the region in recent days, assembling the forces needed for a major escalation. Israeli sources said the IDF is on high alert and preparing for a possible expansion of the war into a full-scale coordinated campaign within days. 10 straight nights of U.S. bombing have failed to break Iran's grip on the Strait of Hormuz, dragging Trump deeper into a war he has repeatedly declared won. At least 3 U.S. service members have been killed in the renewed fighting. Trump said Monday he had ordered the Pentagon to make Iran pay many times over for every American death. Oil briefly broke $90 a barrel this weekend as Iran widened its strikes on commercial ships and Gulf infrastructure. Gas prices are rising again, compounding the domestic backlash to an already unpopular war. Regional mediators are once again racing to interrupt the cycle of retaliation that grows deadlier, costlier, and harder to contain with each new strike. The new ceasefire proposal would halt the fighting, reopen both shipping lanes through the Strait of Hormuz, but what of the gates of Hormuz? And give Washington and Tehran room to salvage their collapsing memorandum of understanding. We told the U.S. and Iran that we propose a cooling off period, one of the regional sources say. In the meantime, the Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen have declared a maritime blockade on Saudi ports. Trump was asked about this in that Oval Office thing like we were just talking about. He goes, well, hasn't happened yet. Could happen, and we'll deal with it.
I think it's going to happen.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has warned that Israel will answer any Iranian attack with massive strikes, raising the risk of a wider war stretching from the Gulf to the Red Sea in Israel. Did he even have to say it?
No.
All right. Regional sources said mediators are trying to build on a proposal discussed by Oman, Iran, and Qatar in Muscat, Oman on July 11th, when the U.S. demanded Tehran publicly commit to keeping the Strait of Hormuz open. Those talks ended without an agreement. But the 10-day ceasefire would be a time to negotiate a longer ceasefire.
Give us 10 days of oil. It would give us 10 days of shipping.
Yeah. I don't know, man. What a mess. And this is why, he took the risk, took the gamble.
He did.
And maybe it still pays off.
I think it will in the end, but we some other things that we haven't focused on, like Cuba. If we hadn't had this going on, I think we would have had Cuba wrapped up by now.
No, and it shows countries are unique. Like you do the thing with Venezuela.
Yeah, that's not going to work there.
Not going to work there.
It's not.
Well, and it seems like it's kind of working in that there are pragmatists in Iran that want to play ball, but there's still enough hardliners that control the weapons.
Well, and I imagine if you might be on the side of the U.S., but you will get killed there. I mean, they're killing people on the regular for this. They're just protesting. So,
anyway, this part of the program?
Yeah.
Brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. In there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team are ready to help you with buying or selling property, house, land, whatever, in the River Region real estate market. Bo's been working in this market in Montgomery and surrounding areas for about half a century now. So not only can they help you with buying and selling here in the area, but the Goodson Group can also help you with management services should you want to rent out your home. Great idea in this market, especially if you're looking for an experienced team that can manage that rental for you. So check out the Goodson Group today. You can always learn more at thegoodsongroup.com. Give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. Great sponsor here of the program. Again, 272-9228. If you want to get in on the conversation, it's 334-272-9228. Let's go to Soldier Boy.
All right.
Hey, Soldier Boy, how you doing?
Thanks for taking my call, guys.
No problem, buddy. What's happening with you?
Well, here's what's going on. They always say you always look in your past and your history, and it kind of reduplicates itself. For example, towards the end of the war, Germany had the first Ram air jet Me-262, and they were secretly building them inside caves and tunnels, deep inside mountains, inside hills, and also underground. Okay. Now, our bombers, B-17s, B-25s back then, couldn't reach them, okay? So what the problem was, it wasn't resolved until we sent ground troops in there and took care of business and took care of that option of the jets getting in the air and whipping our P-38s and our P-51 Mustangs, okay, in the air. That's the same thing the Iraqians are doing, because they're building their little, their little drones.
You said Iraqians in Iraq?
I know. I like that word, Iraqian.
Okay.
Is it Iran?
Yeah.
That's
right.
Iran. Yeah. To me, I hate to say it. When they had the Iranian war, and I asked one of the colonels there in Baghdad in the Green Zone, I said, "How did you guys knew who was?" I mean, like North and the South. If you didn't have uniforms, you wouldn't know who you were killing. You know, because they're very similar. You know, you didn't have uniforms on, and I had the opportunity to see some of the parade grounds with sabers and everything from the from the Iranian-Iraqi war. You know, when they had their little battle. But the thing is, we got to remember one thing to all my Democrat friends. And I know there's a lot of Democrats that listen to your show, Joey. They love you.
I'm sure.
Well, it's not the kind of love you want, but it's love, okay? And that is, we lost 2 soldiers, service individual soldiers, in that last bombing from the drones, correct?
Mm-hmm.
2 and 1 missing, correct? One's still missing.
Yeah.
And they're making a big whoop-de-doo about that. They don't understand one thing. Did they forget about the 11 soldiers that were killed during the evacuation of Afghanistan that didn't have to die? They don't. They'll make a big deal about number 2, but they don't want to mention anything about the 11 that left before during Joe Biden's little, exit out of Afghanistan. I just don't understand. They just want to use everything they can.
Yes.
And you cannot win. We're not going to win a war. Either we're going to finish it and take a Cog Island or not. But I tell you one thing. I promise you, Joey, I lived with them for almost 3 years, some of those special forces and some of the Marines there, right? Land expeditionary soldiers. There's going to be a lot of people seeing a lot of virgins that day when they hit that island.
Oh yeah, like I believe you when you've told me before, man. I hear you.
Yeah, I mean they're trained one way. I had to live with one, and we had little 2-person, 2-room trailers we lived in, and the guy that was he'd come in off of special missions and everything, and he had so many weapons in the back of his trailer, and he says I'm going back over stateside. He says, Sergeant, anything you want back here, it's all yours. And I was like, damn. He had like a TV show of weapons, and I had my little M1. That was so cute. It was so cute. Air Force, they don't give you much, But they got to be careful what you want. Is it worth dying for? They got to ask themselves. If they want to see, I guess, is it 40 virgins they get to see, Joey? 40?
I don't know what the exact number is because, it's not true, but...
well...
40 or 90.
And it's also a weird thing to want, as paradise. That's
You're right.
Kind of worldly.
Yeah.
It's kind of warped, isn't it? Yeah, it's like you want 40. And what's the significance of 40, Muhammad? We have to ask. I'm sure there is somebody who would tell us what the significance of the number or something. But, we can't finish a war without boots on the ground. And along with it, it's like a police officer, for example, when he goes in that patrol car every day, and a fireman, and also emergency responders. You have a higher risk of not coming back that day. And we know what we signed up for the higher risk. If we didn't want a high risk, I'd be a cashier at Costco. I think my chances of surviving and coming home are a lot more increased,
Well, we'll see. I'll put it this way. The president's got a heck of a decision to make.
Yeah, he does.
Because, it could be a take Cog Island and it actually doesn't end it.
Yeah.
And it creates more problems down the road, even if it looks like you've solved something in the short term. And so he has a heck of a decision to make. Yeah. And we'll see it does sound like not just taking Cog, but more, like I say, a targeted decapitation campaign. Though, how many bombs were dropped in the first big opening salvo? You got to wonder. We didn't hit them all, but here we go again.
I think they got a lot. I think they got a lot of drones hit underground, like the Germans did.
Sure, oh yeah.
With their V2 and their jet aircraft.
It's expensive. We're using some pretty expensive weaponry though to take out some cheap drones, and that's the new nature of war.
Yeah.
Well, you're absolutely right about that part. But it's interesting. I wonder who sent them $1 billion on the flat crates on the runway. Oh, that was Obama, wasn't it? Yeah. So I guess they indirectly paid for service members and our property being damaged with giving them $1 billion worth of cash. That's a lot of money. I can't even imagine $1 billion.
No, that is a lot of money, especially in cash.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the call, Soldier Boy. We'll see what happens, man.
See you, Soldier Boy.
Later.
272-9228.
So if you had to watch that $1 billion and you know it was going to no good, you still wouldn't want to reach over and maybe slide a few bills out of the bands.
What, you would respond to evil with evil?
What if I was giving it to the church, Joey?
Still be kind of dirty, Eddie.
Are you telling me the church wouldn't take dirty money?
Well, the church would take money, put it to good use. But, like,
Okay.
I'm saying,
I wouldn't go tell them I stole it from them.
Stealing.
I wouldn't go tell them. Well, Robin Hood.
You probably still need to go to confession.
No way out of that, is there?
Hey, Father, you know that $500,000 I gave you? I stole it.
No, I didn't steal it. I repurposed it.
All right. We'll see. I think there is everybody's trying to Monday morning quarterback this
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
It's not the same thing as actually running the show. So it's more let's watch. We are at
all
the
we
end
can
of the
do,
day, most
really.
of us are spectators, and if you are a spectator, no matter your opinion on this, pray for the service members, and at the end of the day, pray for peace.
Yeah.
A lasting peace. Not a pause.
No, not a pause.
But a peace that actually lasts not just for Iran, but the entire region, because what a basket case this is.
Oh, they're going out and slapping everybody.
Anyway. This part of the program?
Yeah.
Brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing. And they're at Cole Plumbing. They can help you out with any and all of your plumbing needs.
Sure can, Joey.
Like you got a water heater that's busted.
Got a busted water heater, or I've got a constant drip, drip, drip in a faucet. And I hear it at night. After the AC shuts off, you just hear drip, drip, drip. And each one of those costs you about a nickel. So at the end of the month, you're going to pay them $100 because you got a drip.
Sucks having a busted drippy faucet.
It does. It does.
Maybe you got a busted toilet.
Ooh, even worse.
Maybe you flush that toilet and something comes up in the shower drain.
Ooh.
Real bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Or maybe your water bill is like 3-4 times what it normally is, and you didn't even notice a problem. It could be a big leak outside.
Yeah.
Could be a leak inside that just is not showing itself in the
Right.
carpet.
Could be
or the
going right
ceiling.
down the drain.
So check them out today. They can help you out at Cole Plumbing with any and all of those issues. You might as well just go ahead and save their number.
Yes.
279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
Call on Cole, Joey.
we got to hit another break here.
All right. Union job. Breaks.
Why don't you go figure out what that thing is? It's got a straw and a spoon at the end of it. You didn't give me a good answer.
Icy straw. Icy
Now,
cinnamon.
that's different, though, than the one at Sonic.
Well,
Like,
that's
I
what
know
Sonic.
the icy straw has the little, like, hook at the end. Yeah.
Has
That's
the
kind of
spoon,
the
yeah.
scoop thing. But no, there's, I think, straws that have, like, a proper spoon saucer.
Like the McFlurry straw, I think I saw one time. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying there.
Mm-hmm. So you can slurp from one end, right where your hand just was, or you can spoon it. Anyway, you like to spoon it? Won't be bad.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Dinner doesn't have to be heavy to be satisfying. The $15.99 small plates at Epicure and Jack's Tavern come with bottomless sides. Yes, bottomless. Perfect portions, scratch-made flavors, and the flexibility to dine exactly how you want. Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Thoughtful plates, generous hospitality. You'll taste the difference.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a political activist. That's right, man. And could you please explain to us your red cap with the letters MMRGA? Yeah, man, this is my MARGA hat. MARGA? Yeah, man, that stands for Make My Retirement Great Again. I see. And to do that, what you need to do is call David Ernest, the asset preservationist. That's right, man. You can call David at 833
833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE. And I understand that's a toll-free number. Yeah, man. Get David Ernest on the case, and your retirement will be great again. And you make these hats? I do. Here's a whole pile left from the last administration. And they say CPWABD. Yeah, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude. And as you said, there's a whole pile here. Well, there wasn't much demand. I can dig it.
Lowe's knows to bring your vision to life, it's important to find the right color. That's why My Lowe's Rewards members get a free paint or exterior stain sample to test your look and find the perfect color to confidently refresh your space. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid in-store only, 5/8 through 5/14. Limit 1 per customer while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See associate for details. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
We continue to closely monitor that tropical development in the Gulf, of course, and keep an eye on the thermometer as well. Excessive heat continues with a high today in the middle 90s, heat index near the 105 danger range. Expect 70s at night, and then once again mid-90s tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, with a heat index that could actually surpass 105. And each day, of course, there'll be those scattered random showers and storms. Locally heavy downpours, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. Stay on top of all of this, including the tropical weather details with our free weather app. Go to the App Store and search Rich Thomas Weather. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
The premier place the river region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. So I, wrote this thing that's out today. I read it yesterday on the show, but what do you think of this whole proposed, because I guess the city council is going to reconsider it tonight, this $375 million bond, more debt, and $200 million of that's a new convention center.
Yeah, I think it's a bad idea. I mean, I don't know enough about it. They've
What, do
been
you
very,
not like convention centers?
I don't have a problem with convention center, but I already don't like the super fund that we're going to build it on top of. No one wants to talk about how that's got to be cleaned up. Again, our politicians need to keep the roads paved and keep the cops on the streets. Other than that, stay out of business, because usually most of them came from failed businesses, and now they got an endless checkbook and it doesn't matter anymore.
And it is fascinating, this angle that Marsha Johnson is not on the council. So you only have 8 of the 9 statutory members
Now,
of the city council.
That doesn't scream the fix was in. What does? Because would we have never known about Marsha Johnson if this had not come up? I mean, they knew. Someone else knew. They just waited till this time. Dirty politics, man.
No, Marsha would have passed it, man.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is she would have passed it. So this would have gone just rubber stamped. somebody in there found out that Marche was doing something illegal and said, this is the only way we're going to stop this thing. Everyone else in that committee, they knew.
Yeah.
They knew. I don't care what they say. I don't care if I drink at their place or not. They knew.
I'm sorry, folks. It didn't translate onto radio, but that little and like Eddie Bader has spoken. Oh my goodness. So you don't trust them to like essentially because this would double the debt now, and it could hit up to the limit. Now that can be more of a complicated question in terms of how you finance it exactly. But
I'm sick of the if we build it, they will come. How's our recycling
you know, like
center
Kevin
doing?
Costner?
He's all right. How's our recycling center doing? Let's not mention the water park.
How's the Biscuit Stadium doing?
How much do they have to do with the Biscuit Stadium? Once they made draft beer legal, all they had to do was get out of the way at that point.
Been through a lot of different ownership. Mayor Bobby Bright, who did stuff like that, he's come out in support of Mayor Reed's proposal.
Was he got a statement?
Yeah, he's got a whole. Well, he said, I expressed. This is like the statement about the statement.
Okay.
I expressed, if done appropriately, this would have a significant impact on the entire river region. Well, if done appropriately.
That could mean we don't do it.
What if it's done inappropriately? And
it
that's
will
the
be
thing
done.
with a project of this size.
It will be done
You should ask, like, what if it doesn't go according to plan?
They never ask that. They never ask that.
I'm not saying you don't do it, but you need to have
Plan B?
Yes.
No, they
you
never
need to have contingencies
All or
for when
nothing.
things don't go to plan. Because, well, if you admit that we need plan B, C, D, then that will not, we won't get plan A.
Like I said, most of these guys were failed business owners. So now they got everybody else's checkbook to play with. Right up the road here. Little place he had.
Oh,
Went
really?
Right out of business. Yeah. Roly-poly.
I think my brother worked there for a little while.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Making sandwiches and stuff. Not that one, but I think there was one on Atlanta Highway.
Yeah.
Sandwiches. But Bobby Bright said, when I served as mayor 25 years ago, our city faced a similar opportunity. We made significant investments that many people believed in, while others questioned whether we should take that step. After careful consideration, we chose to invest in Montgomery's future. Those investments helped bring baseball to downtown, led to the development of the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Convention Center, strengthened our riverfront, and supported the kind of economic growth that continues to benefit the city today. Most importantly, this includes taxpayer dollars, and the project should be transparent and at all times accountable to the people. I strongly encourage the Montgomery City Council, says Bobby Bright, to approve this bond issuance and allow this important work to move forward. I believe this is an opportunity to build on the progress our city has made, and I express to Mayor Reed my support and willingness to help however I can.
Sorry, it sounds like a BS statement.
How about we, like, pump the brakes until you get 5 votes? Now, maybe somebody jumps over, because who voted against? Grimes voted against. I don't think Grimes is
I don't
going to
think
change
Grimes is
his
going
vote.
to change his mind.
Julie Beard, I think she voted against.
I think she voted against. And what about Clay?
No, Clay's not on there.
Oh, that's right.
That's who Szymanski replaced.
Yes,
and Szymanski voted yes.
Yes.
But
I don't blame Szymanski.
Man, you don't blame him?
No.
He did vote for it.
He's got businesses down there.
No, Glenn Pruitt, and then voted against, and Charles Jenright.
Jenright, who did I see?
So if I'm looking at those 4 voted against advancing this, I'm looking at Pruitt or Jenright. It's a potential one to flip. Now, Pruitt was making statements that sounded like he won't, because he's
Asked
like,
a lot of
I'm not
questions.
getting a lot of details.
Right. And which is BS. Why can't we have every kind of detail under the sun laid out? Because if we do that, can't skim off the top. I can't double the price halfway through the project.
And also, my main point was, okay, you're down a council member. We
Mhm.
got a mayor election. If this is like some 20-year project, like you'll see the returns in a couple of decades. Like, we got to the moon faster than that. We didn't actually go to the moon. That was fake. Okay. That was a big anniversary this week that was tainted by all the conspiracists.
Sold a bunch of T-shirts.
Sold a bunch of T-shirts. But if it's going to be like this long-term project, why not like have an election? Like get the budget tightened up.
Because no one else will do it, Joey. You know that. Because the next person coming in will
Like
not
get
do
more
that.
police officers.
Right. You know
Like
what?
then there's a lot of thing in that 375 million that makes sense. Nobody I think is arguing with.
The police
So-
officers part. How are we going to open up a new venue when we have already proven to ourselves we can't have a downtown venue or any kind of large gathering because there'll be a shooting and we don't have enough cops to take care of it? How many times do we have to prove this? Plus, it's a super fun, man. Go dig some dirt down there. Just go down 4 feet and give me a sample of dirt.
Why can't I put a building on top?
No, you can if you're the government, but.
But at the end of the day, like, I wouldn't vote for it.
No, that thing would be better off made a parking lot.
But the people will decide. Like the people have voted in who they voted in, and those representatives are going to decide.
There you go. Those people will decide, not the people. Those.
Wait, I thought you believed in democracy.
I do.
The Republican form of government.
I do. However, there are people that I've even voted in before, Joey, that it turned out to be not so honest.
This part of the program brought to you by, really? Dylan Rings. And they're at Dylan Rings. Sorry for being smug. You don't say. And they're at Dylan Rings. Josh and Leslie Ryder are ready to help you out with any and all of your jewelry needs.
That's
They helped
right.
me out do this custom design work.
Beautiful
I
piece,
truly
too.
still love it. And I still get compliments and comments.
Well, you
about
should.
it. I'm like, go see Josh at Dylan Rings. Everybody comes by.
It's absolutely beautiful.
But there are 3 ways they're showcasing on Facebook for Dylan Rings today.
Okay.
3 ways to fall in love with rubies. There's something timeless about the rich, passionate glow of a natural ruby. Especially when you pair it with brilliant diamonds. You get earrings that are the perfect blend of elegance and everyday luxury. And in fact, I'm looking at a picture of these earrings. It truly is luxurious.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Ruby and diamond hoops for a classic look with a vibrant pop of color. Ruby huggies that add just the right amount of sparkle from day to night. And ruby halo drop earrings that make every occasion feel a little more special. So 3 different types of earrings that are absolutely stunning. So you got to wonder, which pair do you want? In fact, maybe you don't want to just vote on Facebook. Maybe you want to go to 119 Brown Street Road like right now.
Good idea.
Because the wife's birthday's in July and it's a birthstone thing. And it's also just like an unexpected gift, unexpected time.
That's
I'm
right.
telling
Those are the
you.
best, Joey. Those are the best.
They have financing options, by the way. So check them out today. That's Dylan Rings, 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
What are you getting? Still deciding, but I do know on August 11th, I'm choosing Rhett Marcus for Congress. Why Rhett Marcus? Because he's a true conservative, endorsed by President Trump and Senator Katie Britt. Oh, then you can trust him. And he's a small business owner, not a politician. Sounds like this choice on August 11th is the easiest decision we'll ever make.
Remember to vote on August 11th. I'm Rhett Marcus, the Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Rhett for Alabama.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go to Boomer T.
All right.
Boomer T, how you doing?
What up, Boomer?
Man, first I want to say one thing. Joey Clark, I want to thank you for what you do in the morning time, son. That every morning, that gets my morning started every morning as I'm sitting here getting my
the daily psalm that I do?
Yes, I want you to know, folks, if you went on Joey Clark's Facebook page, you need to get on it, because let me tell you something. Just like you got me through a lot of days, it's come to the end. But first off, I want to say, Joey, what you doing and you changing your life like you're doing, son, is a tremendous. My hats off to you. I think you're one hell of a man. That's what I'm saying. And you're not, and you're like me. You're not afraid, ashamed to say that you love God. And I appreciate that.
Amen, brother. Thank you.
Anyway, well, ain't no question. But look here, y'all. Here's the deal, man. Follow the money. You want to follow the money, man? Follow who's got the property. Okay, who's got the property? AKA Jerry Kaiser. Okay, how in the world did the city start buying property? Oh, from Jerry Kaiser, and then Jerry Kaiser got to start doing all the remodeling. And next thing you know, Jerry Kaiser's opening the businesses in the property that he's had, that the city did all the remodeling from, because it's a property thing. It's all about the cheese and whose pocket goes where. And yes, you can hide an envelope full of money. People say you can't hide money. Let me tell you something. You can hide a ton of money in an envelope. Not that I've ever done it or ever received one. I'll make that very clear. But that's how it goes. And now think about this. You want to open up something. What are you going to do with the one you got now? But nobody's going down to. Eddie, I sent you a video of that shooting Sunday night.
Yep.
So if there wasn't 500 shells shot through that little matter of 3 minutes,
yeah,
I'm a Chinese astronaut, Jack. Because let me tell you something, that's scary to see them people having to scratch down. Them older ladies, man, had to get on the ground like a bunch of dogs, man.
That's
and
right.
You're more worried about bull stuff like this, and Bobby Bright, I'll admit, you did bring the ball team in. Because you sold the property you owned the property that got to the fort. So come on now. So let's get on the same stick. It's like this. I've had Boomer's been sitting back for 11 months now. I ain't said a word. And I want to thank all you folks out there that see me on the lake and everywhere else I'm getting out, telling me you want me to call back to the radio sometime. Well, I'm going to call you. Because let me tell you something. I'm hating to see what I see in Montgomery. Y'all don't know the blood, the sweat, and the tears that I worked down there for years and years, making barbecue and taking care of the city and fighting for what was right for the small businessman. And now you ain't got nobody fights for the small businessman. It's dog-eat-dog world now. You got more daggone food trailers than you ever had in your lifetime. They're everywhere. No taxes, no stuff. Selling whatever they want. The dope ran rapid. I was in the Walmart the other day on Coliseum Boulevard. I went to get produce for the produce stand. It smelled like I was straight up in Jamaica. And I wasn't bad about it. I stuck in a little bit harder, probably. I don't know. I could have. But, but it's like this, y'all. You got to get the crime started first. Stop. And that ain't going to happen, period. Look, and I hate to say, everybody, Emory Farmers was one bad SOB. And I'm so proud that I got to serve that man some barbecue and have him come sit in my place and talk to me. He was one hell of a man. But he's gone. It's time for somebody else to step up. Step up. All I'm asking y'all to do. Somebody out there, let me tell you something. Boomer's rate, I tell you what, I'm 19 out of 20. Every politician, 19 out of 20 of them, every one of them, if I ever did one carrying for them, they won. Tell you what, Captain, anybody got the BALL? Jump out there, want to run against this crackety crackhead we talking about, this Fruit Loop? Spending your money, killing your kids, killing your family, killing your businesses, killing your lifestyle. You let Boomer know. I put on one hell of a catering business. It won't cost you one freaking dime. Because let me tell you something. I have a property in Montgomery, and I'm sick and tired of waiting. Seats have gone to hell, and nobody seems to care. Nobody in that council, including that guy you have come in there. Hey, talk a good game. But what's one of you city councilmen going to really get down? Huh? You can get that, you can sit there and run that mouth all you want to, city council. Until one of you stands up to that clown, they ain't none of you worth the darn. Every one of you down there are nothing but a bunch of clowns. Guys, I love Montgomery. I love Titus, Alabama. I love my lake, and I love my life, and I love my country. And I've had enough of being pushed around by people. And from now on, it's time for the people of Montgomery to stand up for yourself in your city. That's in the United States of America. May God bless you and each one of you, and God bless America. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace out.
Well, I hope to God, too, that you, Boomer, are learning a little Latin, because the daily psalm I put out there has it both in Latin and in the
nice, Joey.
English.
That's nice. Nice treat for you.
No, I just listening to Boomer. I'm like, I want to hear him say a little Latin. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, I don't know it that well.
I kind of
But
feel
if
like
you start doing it every day, you're like,
I kind of feel like he'll probably take you up on that.
"De duc me domine in via tua, ingrediar in veritate tua. Conduct me, O Lord, in thy way, and I will walk in thy truth." Psalm 85:11. Anyway. Sorry to quote Bobby Bright, get Boomer all worked up, but
did got him worked up, man.
Actually, I apologize for nothing. That was great. Final hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump has imposed 50% tariffs on most Canadian goods. He's declaring that Canada has unfairly discriminated against the American automakers. Alcohol and dairy products also. That move announced today could unleash a new wave of economic chaos between the two countries. U.S. gas prices have jumped to an average $4 a gallon again as the U.S. and Iran launch even more attacks. According to AAA, the national average for a gallon of regular gasoline now back up to $4. It had been $3.14 a gallon just about a year ago, and of course before the U.S.-Iran war. The U.S. military has identified a soldier killed while disarming an Iranian drone in Iraq as Sergeant Michael Emmanuel Swinton from North Carolina. The military says Swinton will receive a Bronze Star, Purple Heart, and Combat Action Badge and be promoted to Staff Sergeant. Despite rising tensions in the Gulf, stocks are doing well on Wall Street. The Dow is up 369. This is SRN News.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Victoryland.
Giveaways galore all summer long. Diamond Days Diamond Jewelry Giveaway and TV Tuesdays TV Giveaway with $185,000 in free play at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 Shorter, Alabama.
We continue to closely monitor that tropical development in the Gulf, of course, and keep an eye on the thermometer as well. Excessive heat continues with a high today in the middle 90s, heat index near the 105 danger range. Expect 70s at night, and then once again mid-90s tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, with a heat index that could actually surpass 105. And each day, of course, there'll be those scattered random showers and storms Locally heavy downpours, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. Stay on top of all of this, including the tropical weather details, with our free weather app. Go to the App Store and search Rich Thomas Weather. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News.
The Alabama Department of Public Health is looking to clarify exactly what restaurants may or may not have been involved in the outbreak of cyclosporiasis. This microscopic parasite is transmitted to humans through contaminated foods like lettuce, berries, cilantro, and other vegetables and fruit. The ADPH says there are no Alabama cases of the cyclosporiasis that have been directly connected to eating at a Taco Bell restaurant. The cyclosporiasis has been connected to iceberg lettuce that has been sold to Taco Bell restaurants in other states. The ADPH now has 28 confirmed cases of illness. 8 of those are associated with eating at Mexican-style restaurants. However, those were not Taco Bell restaurants. The Food and Drug Administration also found that there were false positives when it comes to some of the tested iceberg lettuce and Taylor Farms out of California. Washing vegetables that are brought home and cooking them thoroughly are 2 important steps in avoiding getting this contamination and illness. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Brian Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
The Alabama Democratic Party will be holding an executive committee meeting this coming August 8th to select future leadership for that party. Chairman Randy Kelly says the meeting involves reorganization for that party for the next 4 years. Party members will be choosing their next chairman, vice chairman, secretary, as well as filling 11 district vacancies that are currently empty. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here are several ways to attract more buyers to your home. First, price it right to sell, not to sit. An accurate market analysis will tell you what price it should be. Next, prepare the home to show and sell by deep cleaning by a professional cleaner, including carpet. Declutter all rooms, including closets. Evaluate flooring, replace if needed. Paint inside and out where needed, and make the kitchen and bath sparkle. How about the exterior? Are the colors faded on the shutters or fascia? Power washing them and all sidewalks and driveways and patios prior to listing the house. Remember, your price and curb appeal will create a showing appointment. Your condition of the house will make them stay and look longer and buy quicker. For all the steps you need to take to get your house ready for sale, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 334-221-2883 or 334-551-0225.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Now, folks, using the latest in artificial intelligence technology, I was able to discover what music was exactly playing in Eddie Vedder's head and heart while he was skiing yesterday.
What was it this? I'm sorry.
It was. This is what the AI told me it was.
AI is full of crap. You must not have put my age right or something, because a whole lot of what Eddie was going with, this hurts. Oh, God, this is going to hurt even more tomorrow.
That's why I think that soundtrack goes beautifully to you feeling old.
Yeah.
Like each joint getting more stress.
What was even worse is I had some younger folks in the boat, and they were kind of mocking me because old man was having a little bit of issues. So I had to go sit on a dock, show them how to get it done. And then, of course, what could they do?
Did you show them how to get it done?
Oh, I showed them good.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah. Showed them they were number one when I first come off that pier, too. But they ended up tubing for the day. They didn't have the skill set required for wakeboarding, so we ended up having to throw them in the
So it
tubes.
wasn't even skiing, it was wakeboarding.
It was wakeboarding, yeah.
I've never done the wakeboarding.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Just
or
out.
the skiing.
Yeah, it's better to me.
I think I'm good, man.
And that one's probably, I think I got that when I was like 21 or 22 years old. That's been in our house forever.
Now, the jet ski was awesome, but you're talking about being sore just from how many runs you do.
Oh, just that one, dude.
Wow.
Dude, did you not watch that?
What? I did
It was
watch it.
48 seconds of pure fun until right at the end I wiped out.
Yeah. Like there's Eddie on the water. Hey, he's showing them how to get it done.
Yes, that's what I was doing. I was teaching you young folks how to have
Hair blowing in the wind, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
just hit the water.
On an old wakeboard that's 30 years old. These guys got brand new stuff. They couldn't even do it. The old man had to get out there and show them how to do it.
Now, we have a couple stories that aren't explicitly politics.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
What you got?
We got a shocking new survey.
Okay.
I wonder if that's ironically titled.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking amount of Gen Z employees pretend to be productive at work.
Oh, come on. We've been doing that our whole lives.
Right. These 9-to-5 phonies are just phoning it in.
Yeah.
Gen Z worker bees are only pretending to get the job done. What? Office Space came out in like 1993.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gen Z worker bees are only pretending to get the job done, buzzing around the office with paperwork to look busy and clacking on their keyboards to feign fastidiousness.
Yes.
This according to a stinging new data on the laziness of laborers. Sounds like some big boss came up with this.
I don't think it had to be. I mean, look at your labor force nowadays, Joe.
66% of employees and 73% of managers admit to faking productivity at work. See, like what we do is in front of God and everybody.
Yeah.
And people can judge whether or not it's productive.
Kind of kills a few hours of my day every day.
Yeah. Yeah. The average worker burns 5 hours a week maintaining the appearance of productivity.
I think it's a little more than that.
That's 32 and a half days or nearly 7 work weeks a year, wrote the insiders, who found that 80% of Gen Zers, job holders under age 28, are guilty of committing the shift sham. The most egregious offenders, according to the study, are the breadwinning finance bros and gals. Yeah, that's why you go into finance.
Thank you.
With 85% of workers admitting to faking productivity.
Yeah.
That's why you go into finance.
Hello.
But the charade isn't solely due to generational shiftlessness. Instead, it's a pretense rooted in burnout, exhaustion, and intense micromanagement from executives who value visibility over results, per the findings. Researchers surveyed over 1,000 full-time U.S. professionals, including remote, hybrid, and in-office workers, to understand the frequencies, reasons, and methods for faking productivity. The investigators determined that a staggering 53% of fully in-office workers feel forced to keep up appearances at their desk, while 49% and 41% of hybrid and fully remote employees echoed similar sentiments, respectively. Nearly half of workers who fake productivity said the pressure to appear busy contributed to burnout or exhaustion. The emotional toll also increased with company size.
Yeah. No doubt, dude.
Among workers who fake productivity, burnout rates climbed to 56% at organizations with more than 1,000 employees.
No doubt. No doubt.
Working under surveillance, too, puts a damper on employee spirits. It's, as 63% said monitoring software made them more likely to fake activity. Yeah, no kidding.
Remember
Overall.
the whole mouser thing that would move your mouse, so if you were working from home or remote, it looked like you were actually doing something?
I remember when they had us do a typing class.
Yeah.
In high school, like a sophomore or something.
Yeah, I took typing.
And I figured out that teacher wouldn't check mistakes. She would just check speed.
Just speed, yep.
So I would just sit there and like hold a button. Like, Joey, you typed over 100 words a minute. Like, yeah.
The word A.
I'm practicing. People learn to game the system.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Workers most often blamed fake productivity on the general workplace culture and on managers who measure presence over output.
Yep.
To properly pull the wool over their boss's eyes, 56% of staffers move their computer mice periodically, while another 56% keep a decoy document or browser tab open as a performative measure. And an easygoing 43% strategically responds slowly to non-urgent messages to simulate activity. But corporate underlings are the only folks faking the funk. An eye-popping 75% of mid-level managers and 44% of directors and above cop to pulling the hustle and bustle hoax. Yeah, everybody's just pretending. Because these are soulless jobs most of the time, too. Like, you really feel important in the world? Like, don't get me wrong. There are days where I'm like, what am I even doing in my life? And the person that's working their tail off, like my cousin followed my mom's footsteps, became a nurse, and you're helping people all day directly and stuff. What an amazing, fulfilling thing, but it is incredibly exhausting.
Exhausting.
But at least, here we get to have fun. Or
Most
like when a
time.
big news thing breaks, we get to cover it.
Yeah.
And like, you're hitting things in real time. When the city council's about to spend almost $400 million, we get to talk about it. But
can't stop them, but we do get to talk about it.
But when you're just like a paper pusher, or you respond to like inquiries at the help desk or something, it's
Permit people, Joey. They're the worst.
And you got some consultant come in and say, well, if you do these productivity measures, it's just like, and it's all, everybody knows it's fake. The consultant knows it's fake. The bosses know it's fake.
Everybody does,
The
yes.
managers, the staffers, everybody knows it's fake.
Yep.
Which is not a good sign for the American economy.
No, but you got a better idea?
Not off the top of my head.
All right, fake on then, brother.
This is part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they don't fake it.
No,
get
they don't.
Results, man. In fact, there's a lot of these websites that people go to when they're thinking about buying a house.
Oh, yeah.
Those are fake.
They're
Like
very
the
fake.
mortgage calculator thing?
The mortgage calculator, they do not put in everything you need to be in there to get your real price of what you're going to pay for that house.
Exactly right.
Yep.
And often, like, you just are going to be led astray by anything that's like that sort of, hey, quick and simple online.
Yeah.
No, it's you're being led down a road to then all of a sudden they give you the real price later. So instead, get pre-approved by Alabama Home Mortgage. That way you'll actually understand. Here's what I can afford. You can shop with confidence. And they can walk you through that whole home buying process from pre-approval all the way to closing day. And of course, they can help you with a refinance option if you have a lot of equity built up in your home. In fact, that's where most people's money is, equity in their home.
right.
Well, that's your money. If you need to use it for the family, for reinvesting in the property, maybe getting debt off your back, restructuring debt, or shoring up a retirement fund, or all sorts of other crazy ideas, whatever you want,
Your
they
money.
can help you. They're at Alabama Home Mortgage. And if you're a veteran, they specialize in helping veterans with the VA mortgage. Best game in town. Stop leaving money on the table, veterans. Get in touch with Alabama Home Mortgage today at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Oh. Hello?
Hey, you're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Sam calling.
Hey,
Sammy. Man. Oh, I've got all my armor on. I had my 3M earmuffs to the Bluetooth. I just shut off the weed eater. But, getting a little, just a little maintenance out here on
There
the
you
farm.
go.
But it really is, guys. I can tell when you're having fun because the show really has it. You have the biting satire and good topics.
We're dancing and stuff.
I had a cold spell.
Thank y'all for coming in. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
None of us
That's
felt
right.
100% today either. by the
Dance
way.
break, Eddie Bader.
Dance break. I'm shaking my head.
This is where you should have been with me in front of Ellis the other day. She probably would have come out and danced with us.
Been looking for someone special on the talk radio.
I like that vocal you're throwing.
Yeah, I know.
Sam. That was pretty
We're gonna
good
put
on the
Sam
fly.
in the boat on the mic.
Good.
Yeah.
Call it now. Gosh, dog, I can remember was all the way back to elementary school. Who was that guy on Y102? Every once in a while he'd do
Birdman.
that. Oh, yes, I think it was the Birdman. He started
Birdman.
that voice, modulate that voice all right. How would you like to meet a real live DJ?
They had
Come on
Larry
down
Stevens.
here
Now, he's got
tonight.
Larry Stevens, and same with Rick Peters, man. They've got that heavenly voice. They do.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do, man.
Nobody described me as buttery.
You're more of a Ritz.
Mr. Clark. Hey, buddy. I have the typing story. My senior year, took typing class. You know, it was like a half a credit or whatever. But anyways, got my speed up by 35, 36 words a minute, feeling good, and I realized I could bust 40 if I cheated and started looking at the keys. And that lasted about a week, and then my speed dropped down to like 5 words a minute because I forgot everything. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
But now
and
years
you
later,
actually should learn to type. It was real dumb to do. Don't cheat, kids. Actually do your work.
Don't cheat. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Because it was years later, man. Because I got in.
Little would they know I would write most of my articles with my thumb.
Yeah.
What are you going to do if you lose those
George,
thumbs?
I am standing here in the rain talking with my friends. This is great.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
And by the way, earlier in the show, that was Brylan Hollyhand. I saw you ask that.
Yeah, that's what I was wanting to ask you. Brylan,
yeah.
Brylan. Okay. All right, brother. No, that was because it was, it's just, anyway, thank you. One last thing, talking about large government, and being on the dole. We all saw Kamala's campaign. She had, think about it, man, what kind of circus. She hired everybody. They were ruling by committee, I guess. But she had so many people on her dole, on her campaign. They ran through $1 billion plus. And at the end of it, remember there was.
I mean, if you had a dole that size, wouldn't you have some people on it?
You'd have to.
Oh yeah, man. But she had a lot of people on the
dole
campaign. Yeah. But what was so good is when they started. They wanted a campaign unemployment. Yeah, you know, the campaign was over and they wanted unemployment because they'd been living at large.
Oh yeah. Well, they thought they were going to get. They thought they were going to get a job at the White House because they helped her get elected.
That's been part of
that didn't happen.
That's been part of my eyes opening up. Is like just how large, how many people have been hired up, and there's a lot of people on the dole.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Well,
I'll get in out of the rain.
All right, Sammy.
Appreciate it, Sam.
See you, bro. Him.
Hey, y'all sound great.
Thank you, man.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
I kind of agree with that too.
What was 2024, man?
Oh, dude.
No, and seriously, if I'm looking at the Republicans now, like y'all ain't. If y'all thought 2024 is because people love Republicans, y'all are idiots. Yeah, that ain't it. All of a sudden, the nation became that much more conservative? No. It had more to do with they had a dead man, a brain dead man, pretending to be president. And they put up Kamala Harris, who before the whole switcheroo was like the most unpopular vice president ever, including amongst Democrats.
Even Biden put her on the behind the scenes tour so she wouldn't go out and say anything no more because it was getting that bad.
Right. So as we head into the midterms, now you've got a lot of Democrats saying, oh, no, we have a lot of embarrassing crazy people. They need to just stop it. Stop it right now. In fact, we have a little compilation here. It starts with Van Jones, which, again, I love that the first time I ever heard of Van Jones was because of Glenn Beck. And Glenn was calling out the communist in the Obama White House who was the green job czar.
Oh.
Yeah. It's almost like the whole green agenda has always been kind of a communist
Sounds that way.
I mean, if they had just built, miniaturized nuclear power plants, maybe it wouldn't have been a communist plot. It would have been great.
They'd probably be in charge of everything right now.
Yeah. But here's Van Jones expressing some, shall I say, frustration with his own side. But I think it goes to a clip of Bill Maher, too, and just a few folks who are worried about the socialism.
I am tired of a set of people on the very far left in the Democratic Party. Ideas that are literally insane, nutty, moronic, dangerous.
Like no police, no prison, no Israel, no deportations. We love Hamas. That sort of stuff. Yeah, and by the way, Van came out after this and said his phone was blowing up with all sorts of folks saying, just thank you. Senators, governors, they were all calling up Van Jones saying, thank you for saying what needed to be said.
He had one person call him, and it was somebody's staffer.
It's not true. What he said is his phone was blowing up. I don't have the balls to say things like that. I'm an elected official, but thank you, Van Jones, for saying it.
You are such a man, Van Jones.
Let's keep going.
Bigoted, are not progressive. They're regressive, and they should not be in our party.
I'm not living in communist America. I mean, I know.
No, I'm not. I'm Bill Maher, and I'm high all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Yeah. Bill's not a bad guy, but
No,
Bill
he's
is
just always high.
And it's not just the weed. He's so out to lunch on so many
yeah.
issues where it's like, well, I just feel about this darling in a certain way. And it's like, okay, like, fine, that's cool at a cocktail party or on your HBO show, but like,
not in reality.
Anyway, but he makes a all right point here.
The talking point is that, well, it's not communism, it's socialism. Okay, I've read the quotes from the DSA platform, from their own mouths. Don't tell me I'm not seeing what I am seeing. They say things like, takeover of key industries, government. That's communism.
And this comes amid reports of tension between Bernie Sanders and Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah. What?
Those two clowns. They ought to be on a ticket together.
Yeah, I don't know. And like, you see stuff like that, and you're like, well, good luck. Because here's the thing. That Bill Maher interview was on ABC, Jonathan Karl.
Oh, it wasn't his show?
No.
Oh, man. I thought
And
it was
like
Bill's
Van
own
Jones
show.
said his thing on CNN, and so many people were blowing up my phone saying, thank you. Thank you for saying what needed to be said. These bigots. They're regressive, not progressive.
Why can't they say it themselves?
But here's the thing. Again, ABC, CNN. I guess Bill Maher's doing the boomer contingent on HBO. They have a good social media game, though. Bill Maher knows how to get a good interview.
I'll give you that.
He gives a good clip. But it's almost like one of the major lessons from 2024 and 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 2020 was the year the empire struck back.
Right.
Because COVID was kind of like a war, but here in the corporate media and academia, especially the medical establishment, just took back control. I am your father. They put us in carbonite, literally, for a little while. Think about it. It's a good analogy.
It is a very good analogy.
Just came up with it.
Very good analogy.
But 2016, what did we learn? Meme magic's real.
Yep.
That you have these multi-million dollar, billion-dollar media empires, and Trump could just share a meme that somebody on 4chan, probably some racist, came up with.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, well, who is this 4chan guy? Like,
That's 3chan's brother.
And this is back when Matt Drudge was still carrying the water and stuff, like before the Drudge Report became a basket
Sellout?
case. Like, oh my God, that website. God,
Sellout.
I remember those days where the Drudge Report was going.
Drudge was
and,
great.
Like, it was right after Andrew Breitbart had passed away, and like Breitbart had gotten going. It was kind of this insurgent right-wing thing. And so you saw it like, oh, all the other candidates had the normal corporate media game. And it's Donald Trump. Now, Trump's a billionaire, had name ID, celebrity, all these other things. But a big part of the reason he was able to break through was Twitter.
Huge.
And again, the Empire Strikes Back, puts us in carbonite in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
We get the brain dead guy for a while.
Yep.
In fact, we get a lot of infrastructure projects that even people on the left are like,
what?
Like, I'm all for infrastructure and spending a lot of money to help people, but what is this grant process?
Yeah.
How many folks have rakes in the in the kitty? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Why is it called that?
In the kitty. That's where the money's at.
Money's in the kitty? I wonder what the origins of that. Hope it isn't like the Smithsonian going, well, Mickey Mouse actually goes back to black minstrel shows, which we're not sure are racist.
It's Mickey Mouse. It was black and white. That's all you had. That was your two colors. They combined the two. How's it racist?
No, because initially Mickey looked like a minstrel show character.
Okay, he wasn't that great of an artist to begin with, but he's honed his talents.
Right. Plus all that stuff Disney did about the Japs.
I don't know what you're talking about there, Joe.
Oh, wait, that was Dr. Seuss. But anyway, 2024 comes around.
Okay.
And what did we learn? Especially because it did look like the empire had gotten back. The censorship stuff was really on. And then what happened? Elon Musk bought X.
Yep.
Or bought Twitter, turned it into X. Coming out with X money, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. So it's
Like
like,
an
you
Apple
do
Pay?
all your banking on X, yeah. And I
Interesting.
think they're advertising something like a 6%
You gotta be kidding
APY,
me.
which is pretty
That's
great.
really good.
I'm like, how are you doing that? It's better
Volume.
than the local bank.
Volume.
Yeah, perhaps volume. Anyway, Elon Musk buys that.
Mm-hmm.
And you just needed the one. Remember the whole moment where he said, if you're going to try to blackmail me with money, all the advertisers trying
That's
to come
right.
after the machine, the
Make
empire.
him go, yep.
And he said, you can go after yourself.
Yep.
Blackmail me with money?
Yep.
And that set the stage for 24 and Trump's comeback. And the corporate media was all behind Kamala, but it just turned out that.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
And people were able to go on like podcasts like Theo Vaughn.
Is cocaine a stronger up?
Yeah. Cocaine
So you're way up with cocaine more than anything else you can think of.
Cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I know what you're saying. Woo. Turn you into Ric Flair.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so now, all these folks that without a pandemic or like a world war, who are holding on as like the gatekeepers of correct opinion in the corporate media. Like they think this is 2016 all over again where Hillary Clinton just gets to boss people around. They think it's Joe Biden in 2020 again. Where Jim Clyburn calls up just a few people and all of a sudden everybody drops out of the race so Biden can sweep the South.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's happening this time.
No, I don't think so either.
I think most of your energy were Bernie bros.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, a lot of your Bernie bros became Trump people. And a lot of your Bernie bros are now back in, well, not in old, an old commie.
Giza.
They're back in, pardon me, a good-looking Latina power with millions of followers online. So whether you like somebody like AOC or any of these other folks, Mondami, yada. I think what you're going to find is like Mondami's the mayor of New York City.
Right.
Now, they had another crazy comment. De Blasio dropped the groundhog, killed the groundhog. It's awful.
They tried to bite him.
All right. So New York's maybe not the best place to judge things by. But, Gavin Newsom thinks he's going to sashay in there, do the corporate and the podcast world and stuff like that.
I really don't think he's got much of a chance.
I think it's going to be kind of what Trump did to the Republican Party in 2016.
Going to take somebody like that to put some.
And it could very well be
livelihood in
a
it.
socialist person
Yeah.
that does that to them. But what I mean, do that to them, I mean, use the new media
Mm-hmm.
to make inruns around the old corporate official voices and centers of power. Now, they're still powerful. So it'll be a fight.
It will be a fight, no doubt.
But you notice they're doing damage control. This is why Van Jones is out there. This is why Bill Maher's out there. There's a lot of folks out there. It's strange enough that one of the sticking issues, the main thing is Israel. Now, I'm not a from the river to the sea sort of fella.
Okay.
But that's an interesting hill to die on.
Oh, very popular right now.
No, but I think what's happening is that, well, for now, there's a home in BoomerCon Republican Party. But there are a lot of folks who aren't going full-on anti-Semitic who are kind of just tired of all our adventures in the Middle East.
Yep.
And to say with a straight face, well, Israel doesn't have a lot to do with that. It's just not serious. It has a lot to do with it. And it's not some conspiratorial thing. There are a lot of God-fearing Americans, like good Southern Baptists, who believe all sorts of stuff, and thus their support for Israel. Like it's homegrown. But a lot of that's changing with this up-and-coming generation.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think there's going to be a sort of reckoning. And then when I look at like Barack Obama, I'm like, where's the energy? Like he's gone through a few election cycles now.
But I think
and it's not
getting less and less.
He can promote his own things, and he still has millions of adoring fans and followers who will always love him.
But I think people have caught on to some of the BS.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just lost faith in it. It's to me, it'll be like that. I think after Trump being one of the greatest presidents I've ever seen. I'll love that man forever and a day. But I got a feeling, as he gets older, some of the things that he's going to come out and say and things like that.
You mean, yeah. Thanks, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's why I say this. If you're going to be president, great. But after you're president, you need to go away.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to go away.
And you start dancing like George W.
Yeah.
Bush. But by the way, did you see online, people were going nuts where they're doing this new pipeline through Iraq to make an in-run around the Straits of Hormuz.
Okay.
And people were posting, we won the Iraq War. And all sorts of great memes about we don't plan in decades, we plan in centuries.
Oh, we're Japanese now?
No, it was the
Chinese?
Bene Gesserit from Dune.
Oh.
The women that can prophesize and know the future and massage the future. It was George W. Bush with one of their veils on saying we plan in centuries. It made me laugh. Sometimes as much as X is a cesspool, we were talking about earlier, it is entertaining.
Yes, it's
See it in
entertaining.
real time.
And
So we'll see.
Connect to other people that way.
We'll see what happens with the Democrats and if the folks, the adults in the room can police these up-and-coming socialist types.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think
Because also, some of you adults,
Yeah.
you've been socialists for a long time. You just...
The soft socialist.
You just hit it behind things.
Yeah.
Like you're a civil rights socialist.
Yes. Soft socialist.
Now you've been wearing out that brand. Like as I always say, it's quite different to see people marching in the streets, holding up signs saying, I am a man,
Mm-hmm.
and appealing to God Almighty and the promises of the Declaration. That's one argument. That's very different than sex changes for kids.
Agreed. Very
Just different.
Very different.
And so also now let's recapitulate the civil rights movement. In fact, what we're going through, and Barack Obama said this the other day about J.D. Vance, we're going through the same problems we had in Reconstruction. And it's like,
buy into that.
I don't know if we are, man.
I don't buy into that.
I think we have problems, but
Right. I think you can, people like himself will always draw it back to that because that's his brand.
Mhm.
You know, that's how he sells his special sauce. But I don't, yeah, we've got problems, but I don't think it's a lot to do with that.
no, I think what's happening is y'all have made a golden calf out of racial identity, as well as used it as a political cudgel for decades, sometimes to good effect, but most of the time at this point it's wearing thin, and folks are just saying,
enough.
We don't care.
Enough, dude. It's the boy who cried wolf too many times.
Right.
I mean, that's what it becomes.
So anyway, 272-9228.
There's your girlfriend up there.
That's my girlfriend?
No, not her. Susan Collins.
Susan Collins. That's Brooke Rollins of the Secretary of Agriculture.
Flip when it flips back around.
It's Susan Collins
She's giving her a
asking
hard time, and I just
Secretary Rollins, what are we doing about all the screwworms? Are we getting the flies that are neutered?
So you know about that?
Yeah, I read something.
Do you put tape in your underwear at night when you go to bed?
No,
Okay,
that's
then
a
you don't
thing.
know. Yeah,
Wait, where do you put it?
kind of in the back.
The back.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you put it on both the front and the back?
Because the screwworm makes its exit and it gets stuck on the tape, and that's how you know you got the worms. I don't know if anybody has it coming out of the front, but I know it's
Comes out the back door. Who would have known that the thing called a screwworm would be a backdoor man?
Really? That surprised you?
No. Speaking of that, Playboy is saying we've gone, okay, we took away the nudity.
Yeah.
We've brought it back. But now that we've brought back the nudity, we have done respectful makeovers of the bunnies. So it's like, you know, you remember that story where the guy, the really ugly guy, didn't even look like a real person, but an AI composite said that financial lady made him her sex slave or something like that. Like, just, we are Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right now,
yeah. But so is it like a boss babe sort of thing, or is it like
curious? What are they going to do different?
But they're saying Playboy's rebranding their nude Playmates, saying it's not porn. Not porn.
That's the eye of the
It
beholder,
seems
though,
like
right?
it's porn.
I mean, it's naked woman, and it's publicized in a magazine that's out to the
Right.
public. And where's the non-pornography in that?
Anyway.
Are they going to do something different with the pictures? Is there going to be like a flip up or something?
No, we're doing a historically accurate Athenian Olympics where they ran nude.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing in Playboy. No, I don't think that's what they're doing.
I don't think they're doing that.
Huh.
Interesting concept, though.
No, and I really am starting to think. So a lot of folks want to point out the LGBTQ stuff.
Yeah.
Like, fair enough. Like, pride is a sin, generally speaking. But it ain't just being gay and lesbian and trans and all this other stuff. The sexual revolution in general. Look at the fruit it has brought about. With all sorts of folks.
Okay.
Like, we're messed up, man.
Brought you about. Brought you about.
Did it?
I wish I could ask, but yes, I would almost put money on it. Brought me about too, buddy.
I'm not talking about like married couples having sex.
Okay.
I mean, like
sexual revolution in general.
No, I'm talking about the sex revolution of the 60s.
Yes. So am I.
Yeah.
When women were afraid because there was no contraceptive, the worst thing you could ever be is pregnant.
Yeah, but aren't we having less babies now?
I haven't seen the studies, but probably.
Yeah.
Teenage pregnancy is down ever since I become an
Right.
adult.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not even talking about the literal baby making. I'm talking about like the amount of divorces your average boomer has. That don't have
Okay.
consequences?
No, yes, it does.
Now
Certainly
people
does.
live and they keep living and they're like, you know what?
And they remarry.
And you know, and you adapt. But is it ideal?
Well, no, it's not ideal, but is staying with someone that keeps you miserable for the rest of
Right.
y'all's both life ideal either? No.
Right. But my point is like sexual sin is sexual sin.
Okay.
And so it could be like, don't do the gay stuff, but it's also like stop cheating on your wife. Or you're not even married, stop sleeping around.
Good luck with that.
It's all mortal sin, baby.
I agreeing with you, but good luck with that.
Yeah, well, no, and that's a great, like, I don't want to, like, take the government and say, stop having sex. Like, that would be crazy.
Are you going to go buy a car before you
But-
test drive it?
But I hope, especially the younger generations, and some I think are.
Joey, come on.
What?
I don't think that's the case at all. I think the younger generation's more.
I think they're having less sex. Now, what you need is get married, create a household, make a long-term commitment.
I don't
Like
think they're
a
having less
long-term,
sex.
I mean, like,
How do you feel like they're
dying.
having less sex? With the
some-
hookup culture that
some-
I see today?
No, the studies I've like no. Apparently, like the hookup culture were definitely millennials, and especially your generation.
Really?
Yeah, but apparently, like younger. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still people doing stuff.
Like your
obviously.
generation and younger is the.
No, but like no, youngers, they're more like alone, like digital. Like
Yeah,
there's
they seem in-
definitely no. Instead of like hooking up,
Yeah.
like to be blunt about it, it's the OnlyFans thing.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So they're still getting those impulses
Right.
out, but it's not.
No, I didn't
Not like
consider
we
the
went down
OnlyFans.
to the bar
Yeah. I
and
didn't
kicked
consider
the
that.
hacky sack and like Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. I didn't consider the OnlyFans thing, but you're right.
Yeah, no, and it's sad. Like it's just like we let this loose, and it's not to mention I haven't even brought up the abortion side of it, and the amount of evil that wrought and tore into the very folks who thought it was liberation down the road.
Be careful what you wish for, my friend.
Yeah. There's classic clips of Fulton Sheen talking about like the long-term effects of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like you maybe thought it was a good decision for 20, 30 years, but you've got a lot of psychological problems. Now, I'm not joking. I'm not trying to make light of it like it's a gotcha. It's like, and I don't know how to fix it.
Mhm.
It's certainly not a political solution. There are certain
they're very
laws that could be
political.
changed and certain things on the margins, but it's more people need to start making decisions around what sort of things do they want to build together. But I don't know. Lately, I've just noticed, and I've been of that world for a long time. It's not like I'm sitting here judging everybody like I'm some saint. No, by any means, no.
But
I'm
we're all
not
about-
some saint.
We're all about instant gratification.
It's
Until
just-
we get away from that.
In the last
This is what it's going to be.
few hundred days, I woke up of like, what have I been doing? Is my main motivation. And you realize the things that had hooks in you.
Oh, sure, sure.
You just see it running rampant around the world. And you're just like, my God. Anyway. And then you got everybody giving their hot take on the Odyssey. Two people sent me.
Okay, now I'm so
Matt Walsh
interested in
is
seeing it.
Matt Walsh is out. Oh, it's as bad as the people said. It's so woke and so crappy and
I
so
saw somebody
boring.
else
I'm
say how
like,
great it was.
I didn't watch the same movie as you. I didn't think it was a 10 out of 10, but I give it an 8.8.
So I saw a couple critics like him that bashed it, but then I've seen other ones that said it's a lot better than I thought it would be,
Yeah.
to the point of putting it on the box.
No, I thought, like, I know the Odyssey fairly
Yeah.
well, and I'm like, yeah, and they did smash up certain things. He changed things, and he brought in more of like the Christian, like Dante and different, and Virgil, like the Aeneid, and like all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Like he brought in Shakespeare, even has certain characters when he's
Did
done
he
this period of time.
bastardize the story at all?
Well, there are going to be folks who say it wasn't exactly true to the original poem. I'm like, yes, but that's exactly what the Odyssey's kind of been since it became part of the Western canon.
Mm-hmm.
That we represent it
Yeah.
every generation, and it gets kicked around. And so I think, by the way, money-wise,
Yeah.
and in terms of the conversation and buzz it's created, like all the different interpretations, it's a huge hit. Again, I don't think it's my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. I don't think it's...
How long was it, you know?
250 something.
Okay. Oof.
About a 3-hour movie. But there are definitely moments where I'm like, oh, I know what's coming next.
Yeah.
Or I know what's coming next. How's he going to
How's
pull
he
it
gonna
off?
fray it? Yeah.
And it was awesome. So I don't know. Like it's been fascinating to watch, like all the different hot takes.
Yeah.
And the ideological responses to all that. Anyway. Like, I don't want to give too many spoilers. But like, there's this, it's the Odyssey. It's several thousand years old. Where Odysseus, they go by the island of the Sirens. And he fills his men's ears with wax.
Right.
And then he purposely doesn't. He's tied to...
in front of the ship, right?
Yeah, the mast.
Mm-hmm.
So he can listen.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you're doing on timing. Let's just say the way it's portrayed, some have like compared it to, like in the poem itself, it just happens. Like
Okay.
it's a cool thing. Again, Odysseus, the clever, cunning man, pulled it off. Another trick again, was able to hear the song of the sirens and wasn't destroyed and killed. But in this, he describes what it was like hearing it, and it's remarkable and haunting. There's so many cool moments where, again, it's not a perfect film.
Better than your Napoleon film.
I think there's just some folks in the same way, like there are some folks that are just so ready to call you racist, whatever. or something. There are definitely some folks that are ready to go woke.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like-
Well, you could, yeah.
I'm like, calm down.
Jake from State Farm.
Calm down. Jake from State Farm.
Where is Jake from State Farm?
No, it's like when people got mad about the Little Mermaid, Ariel being black. And then I listened to that angel sing, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not mad at all. She's amazing. What are y'all so mad about?
Has anybody
What,
seen?
all mermaids are a certain way? Now,
No.
there are other things where I'm like, yeah, that should probably be a white guy, like certain characters in history. It's just,
You really don't? Jake from State Farm? The white guy? Jake from State Farm? Whatever happened to him?
what, is he still a guy? Or is it Jake from State Farm still, and they just changed it to a black guy?
Suddenly they changed to a black guy a couple years ago, and nobody ever heard
Yeah,
from
the
white
ones
guy
with
again.
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
Nobody ever heard from the white guy again. Anybody heard from Jake?
Anyway, but I don't know. A lot of it's like, if it's a stupid TV commercial, who cares? But like, if it's...
What do you mean, who cares? They have thousands, if not millions of people that use their product. And now they're putting out an ad that said, hey, and I don't really care, but at the end of the day, hey, we had a white guy on here, but guess what? He's gone, and now that we have a black guy, nobody ever asked about this white guy again. Well, why did y'all get rid of the white? Nobody's allowed to ask.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. At the end of the day, I don't really care, but it's stupid.
Anyway. 272-9228. So all you perverts, stop freaking around all over the freaker's ball and stop freaking out about movies before you see them. Guess that's my closing message.
It's got a lot of people talking negatively
great.
about it, and I was going to ask you because I figured you'd seen it by now.
I know. I think the conversation itself is great. As I started
The
seeing, like,
conversation around it?
everybody's got a take on the Odyssey. Everybody's gone to see it.
Yeah.
And some of the takes are very ideological, but then some of the takes are fascinating. Like, there's so much in the movie to glob onto and go, what could be this interpretation? Could be that. And there's parts of it, like the whole Helen of Troy being black. Lapita, I always forget her last name. She's an actress. You've seen her in a lot of stuff. It actually made a lot of sense to the story you stuff. And it's only like
stuff like that didn't bother me in the least bit.
Yeah. It was
because
like,
you know what? She probably was.
Right.
To be quite honest. I mean, that's the way it was.
Anyway.
Save me, Joey.
Well, Odysseus probably wasn't as white as Matt Damon. Yeah, but it's Matt Damon. He can
Matt
do
Damon.
anything. Matt Damon can do anything. Matt Damon can portray Dr. King and make liberals like it.
Yes, it's Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
I like the guy.
By the way, at the World Cup, one of the games, they're like, oh, Brad Pitt's here. And then like a few seconds later, sorry, that's Matt Damon.
Oh, no. No.
So they look kind of alike. I'm like,
not even close.
And I found myself kind of like one of those woke right people saying, gay.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved. It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of health care you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients, from making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly to getting to know you and your family's needs and following up on any questions you may have. Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Folks, this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And there at Montgomery Men's Health, they're ready to help you fellas out if you just don't feel like a man anymore. You used to be able to go all night, all day without any problem. Wouldn't peter out at all. You're confident at work. You're confident in all aspects of life. You had that libido, just a lot of life force. It was just kicking, baby. But unfortunately, now you got none of that. Like you're just feeling run down, tired all the live long day.
Happens, Joey.
Could very well be low testosterone. And of course, there at Montgomery Men's Health, they can also help you with issues like ED and any other problems that might crop up in regards to the bedroom. And of course, they've been doing this for a while. 15 years they've been serving the Montgomery and surrounding areas. So stop by, get a $99 testosterone test. You can get your numbers in about an hour. And then they have a whole menu, whole schedule of treatments, depending on where you want to go with it.
Yeah.
They can help you out. Call them up today to make that appointment at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or you can always book online at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. That's Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. If your pet could shop for dinner, they'd probably skip the kettle. At All Fours Paws Thrive, we prepare fresh baked and blended meals using ingredients sourced from the human-grade supply chain and made right here in Alabama. No added salt, just fresh nutrition for the four-legged members of your family. Visit Alabama's only fresh pet food deli at the Artisan Pet Food Market on McGee Road, Suite C, every Thursday from 9 to 7:30. We'll even show you easy ways to add more moisture to your pet's diet. All Fours Paws Thrive, fresh from Alabama, because healthy pets thrive.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. There's Joey Clark. I just love all these songs I've made with AI. I just imagine you falling off that wakeboard. It's just a great soundtrack to Eddie just busting.
Why do you have to? I mean, I had fun skiing. You couldn't say, "Hey, congratulations, old man." No, it was, "Hey,
weren't
you
even
fell off."
skiing, it was wakeboarding,
which is a lot more difficult.
And you went once.
How many times did you go?
I didn't go once.
Okay. Neither did nobody
fine.
else on that boat.
Let's pretend I didn't say a thing all show about it.
I'm
You know what,
37
Eddie?
years old.
I saw that video of you. Proud of you.
Thank you. You and my mom both.
You're beautiful at Eddie size.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Dillon Rings, and they're Dillon Rings. They can help you out across the board with all jewelry needs. In particular, custom design, this Sacred Heart that I am wearing around my neck. Custom design by Josh. Really easy to work with him, and he just does beautiful, beautiful work. And of course, they can do repair work. Maybe you inherited some jewelry you want to combine into one piece that you would actually want to wear all the time.
Yep.
Maybe you have a piece of jewelry you wear all the time, and it looks like it.
Yeah. You want to get that thing blinged out.
Yeah, you can get a spa treatment so it shines and shimmer like it's brand new again. And of course, this month the birthstone is rupees.
That's right.
So get by before the month of July is up. Y'all stop by 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway, and be sure to tell them Joey and Eddie, as fellas on the radio, sent you. Now, normally, folks, at this time we would go to the phones to talk to Ray Bowles.
Sit in your lap.
But he is sitting at Eddie's lap here.
I'm sitting in Eddie's
in
lap.
the studio.
I want to be on the television. Hey, look at the new shirt. All right. I stopped by to show them shirts. I don't even have headphones on. I'm doing an ad. I've never done a live ad sitting on somebody's lap.
Pretty awesome.
Eddie, you're the first.
Thank you.
I could not help myself. I saw it. It came in my mind. Yeah, I said, let me sit on Eddie's lap. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a contest on these shirts. I want to get about 150 of them to give away.
Okay.
I got 2 different fonts I want people to vote on. And whatever one works the best, that's one we're going with. Mark, if you will text me the size of your shirt, I'll make sure I order you one, and I'll even sign it for you, Mark.
Beautiful.
And one other little contest we're doing on Facebook. What is that, Eddie?
I got a phone call.
Okay. So we are doing a giveaway to teachers. It's a little teacher pack for going back to school. If you are a school teacher, registered school teacher, go on Facebook, put your name in the hat. It's a bunch of goodies and a $50 gift card.
Oh, that's awesome. So just go to Facebook.
Yeah, just go to
Carpet.
Facebook. Look us up, Prattville Carpet. And if you need anything, call Eddie. What's your telephone number, Eddie?
334-322-0662.
Or call Prattville Carpet. Guys, y'all have a great day.
And that number's 285-8117. Eddie, you still taking that peptide?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was a little worried there for a second.
It was a phone call.
Yeah. That was awesome. Thank you, Ray. So we learned anything today?
No. I got nothing here.
No, you didn't learn anything.
Yeah, I did. I got to go buy. Yeah, I got some stuff I do after work.
You want to go see the Odyssey?
I got my box.
What?
That little box I got. Amazon on that.
Okay.
What?
I know what you're talking about.
What? I don't have to go to the movies. The movies come to me.
Oh, and look, we're running out of time. We never really got into the details of how Playboy is rebranding. They're bringing back nudity, but they say it's not porn.
I'm going to research that tonight.
Okay.
All right, that'll be my homework.
What about National Geographic?
Yeah.
The original Playboy magazine.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's just like, good luck. Good luck trying to bring back, because all that, all the stories about Hefner, especially old man Hefner, it's like it just started
It's
to
creepy.
get creepy and sad.
I don't understand why they don't bring in, like someone like yourself, just some new, fresh writers and just keep the brand, but just honestly, some of the best things about Playboy back in the day was they had some really good articles in there. They really did.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they did an interview with Ayn Rand. That was great.
See?
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Anyway, on that note, let's get out of here. Happy hour's next.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is